healthier future.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers put up a lot of crooked numbers Tuesday night in their series opener, Detroit. But despite scoring 12 runs, none of them came via the long ball. They did get a big fella triple, though.
Sanchez left center. On the run is Baez. It's over his head and off the wall, and Sanchez can run for a while. He's at second. He turns. He's trying for three, and the big boy is in with a slide. It's a triple for Sanchez.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. The big fella with the three-bagger and maybe some oxygen later. The Brewers clobbered the Tigers 12-4. Same two teams again tonight starting at 5:40. 3 games in the NBA playoffs last night. The Sixers upset the Celtics 111-97. Portland a 106-103 winner at San Antonio. The Lakers beat the Rockets 101-94. The Admirals start their Calder Cup playoff run there at Manitoba tonight. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go corner, get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We're going to tackle what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Greetings, salutations, smart and good-looking early risers, insomniacs, sociopaths, and everybody else who is up with us before the Roosters here on the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. Drew, Billy, and Armen, locked and loaded. We're ready for you today.
We are ready. Hey, as Armen said on his
Armen, what were you just playing?
Well, it's the closest I had to a rooster.
You had a duck?
But the ducks quack in the morning too, don't they? I would think.
I made reference to a rooster, and you're playing me a duck quack.
What the duck is this?
Waterfowl is waterfowl. Actually, rooster
waterfowl?
is a waterfowl. Yeah.
No, I don't think they swim.
That's not even. Armen, you pick it up where you left off yesterday.
If I served you roast duck and roast rooster, would you know? Chicken, rooster.
I think I would know the difference
Poultry?
between duck and chicken. Yeah. Yeah, I do think I'd be able to tell the difference. I think most people would be able to tell the difference. Hot start here, honey. It's hot take hump day. Wake up. Let's get rolling.
I think it was that bad. I should really have a rooster crowing though. Or
I would think. Yeah.
Cockadoodle doodle.
Yeah, yelling cockadoodle doo.
Yeah, I should have that. That's for sure.
I'm
okay. There we go.
I'm just doing my kind of early show retweet of our stream for folks. And usually it's just like, hey, it's hot take hump day. Let's get it. Because, caffeine hasn't kicked in yet.
There's only about 1 or 2 lines that you can think of. Yeah, 100%.
All I can say now is, can Armen Sarian shake off his Tuesday slump? Early return suggest no.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a banger of a show, to be honest with you. If my voice comes back.
I was going to say, when you want to clear the throat and re-hit the open
here.
and see if that'll fire it back
Maybe
up.
That'll help the show if I talk.
You smoking cigs now?
Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
Let's go. Newports, lights, or Camels?
Some Parliaments.
Oh,
jeez.
Listen, that's a Burning Man cigarette. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
What was it like, Armen? What was it like when
sponsored by Ricola?
When puberty arrived and at your door in Greenfield and your voice changed? Like, how was it before?
Going into second grade?
I was a tenor my freshman year chorus in high school, and then that changed quickly. 14 years
I mean,
old.
when did you start gargling gravel?
Yeah, I know. No, I just have some, I guess, a frog and phlegm here in my throat this morning. So.
We got a little something, but no, generally one voice that Drew, I've said it a number of different times. When I first heard Armen broadcasting and first heard him on the radio, I thought he was talking out of a kazoo.
He did, yeah.
I thought it was a bit, and I thought it was a shtick. I'm like, this guy's either ridiculously committed to this or he is talking out of a plastic child's toy into a microphone. Instead, it was just blessed by the radio gods to have a very, very unique voice. And today,
very
blessed by the, I don't know how we would say, the pollen parasite that rolls through every spring. Hey, man, it's getting us. It's getting everybody. We'll play a little bit hurt, but it works out because it's draft week. Brewers got themselves back into the
how
win
about your
column
Milwaukee
yesterday.
Brewers taking the series opener against Detroit, which is not off to a great start, but they rolled. Brewers batting around a little bit. They were crushing 12-4 victory at Comerica Park. The 3 runs in the second inning got them rolling, and then they poured it on late, batted around in the 8th. Another great day for Bryce Terang.
Another big day for Bryce Terang, and
four steaks, 4 ribeyes for the kid.
Drew, a day that you can put up 12 runs without knocking one out of the park, and a pair of triples. I don't know what's one of the more unique things in ball.
What was the Potawatomi Sportsbook odds on Gary Sanchez hitting a triple and then Garrett Mitchell following with a triple of his own?
See, I don't even know what the odds were because I was taking people's money before they got to the kiosk saying, I'll book that instead. Why don't I take your money instead on a Gary Sanchez triple as he rumbled around the bases? That side by side is epic.
Was it even offered? Did they waste their time offering?
The Terang 4 RBIs, not that big a best stretch, but the 4 hits by David Hamilton, I would have bet the under on that probably.
David Hamilton is one of the few players that when you go to the sports book, Drew, they generally offer 1 hit or 2 hits. David Hamilton is a single hit player. He is the guy that they don't daily generally traffic in the no son of a gun is going to put down multiple hits for David Hamilton. And last night 4 singles plays out that way.
So also 16 hits last night. It made me think, boy, this is a lot of hits, for one team in one game.
Oh boy, that is a lot of hits.
It made me think of the Brewers record, Drew, in 1992 when they put up 30 hits against the Blue Jays in one game. And you think to yourself, we're only halfway there. That's pretty wild.
Isn't that the game when they stole all the bases too?
Possibly. They scored 22 runs that day.
Yeah, I think they stole they detected something. Look that up, Armen. Let's do some research. I think that was against it might have been a David Cone start when Cone went to the Blue Jays or something. I'm not sure, but it's 1992. Armen's got us in the rabbit hole already.
That's what I'm talking
Brewers
about.
get off to a good start at Comerica after a day off. They wallop them, and you got to stack the victories. It behoove them to win today because you got Skubal and Skeens lurking on Thursday and Friday. So it was
August 28th, 1992.
August 28th, 1992. We're going back into
31 hits at a baby, Drew.
31 hits.
Great call right into that.
Was that David Cone pitching?
Or
was did he start that game for Toronto? Or
I am seeing something called Jimmy Key.
Jimmy Key. Oh, Jimmy Key. Okay. I think he was a lefty.
Cal Eldred got the win, though.
Yeah, he had a big year that year coming up. He was kind of like the Mizorowski, right, of that year.
Oh, absolutely he was. Yeah, he was unhittable. He was the kind of the natural. So one of the things that struck me about the Brewers last night, I mentioned Garrett Mitchell's triple. And Garrett Mitchell is all of a sudden batting 273. We talked about his on-base percentage. He was tracking for a while. Now he's a tremendous outfielder and great athlete. We talked about it. They rolled the dice on him. Some teams wouldn't take him because he's diabetic. Some teams wouldn't take Prince Fielder back in the day because they thought he was chubby.
Because they thought he was too thick, yeah.
Brewers rolled the dice on Garrett Mitchell. And he is one of the more fascinating, Garrett Anthony Charles Mitchell. I'm telling you, fascinating player. He strikes out, walks, and gets hits. But he strikes out and walks at alarming rates for both. Just incredible.
Very
rates.
true.
Very Schwarber-esque. But he does the other stuff too. And, Hunter was on him early and there was a stand and said, look at the skills the guys had. And they couldn't stay healthy and people were kind of sour on him. He's starting to look like he could be a dude.
Looking like the player that they had dreamed that he would be. And Drew, I think it's good for you to bring it back up that like a lot of teams, I don't know, in draft time in Major League Baseball, there's so many rounds that I don't know that you can fully do we'll take this guy off the board. But you'll hear that a lot coming up tomorrow night, right? There will be one or two players in the NFL draft whose medicals, like Jordan Tyson, wide receiver. I think he played 9 games in college. Spectacular athlete, really, really good player. But he hasn't played a whole lot of games. He had an ACL. He broke a collarbone. And for Mitchell, the diabetes diagnosis and condition that he's lived with his entire life, the biggest thing was almost what it seems like played out right in front of us. People questioned how quickly he'd be able to rehab, how quickly he'd be able to get back, what his ability to stay on the field would be. But damn, the Brewers said, we understand that. We understand the shortcomings. What are you watching this bat? You watching this plate different? You watching this ability and this athleticism that right now tied in for one of the top 35 OPS players in baseball.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. And the recurring injury thing is what's held some people back, but his talent's undeniable. That's why I was always on the Garrett Mitchell train. Don't give up on him. Don't give up on him. And you still see fans saying, well, when's the injury coming? Waiting for the shoe to drop. Yeah. So staying healthy is his thing, not talent.
He broke in with the Brewers, made his big league debut in 2022. Played 28 games that year, played 19 games in 23, 69 games in 24, 25 games last year. Last night in Detroit was his 161st big league game.
Wow, one full season.
He's played a full season. And you're looking at the numbers, 445 at bats and 177 strikeouts.
Not full.
That's a ridiculous rate.
Yeah, not full Keon Broxton, but it's pretty getting close.
But the other numbers, 161, so a full season, scored 71 runs, 25 doubles, 6 triples, 14 jacks, 58 RBI, 61 walks out of 445 at bats. Well, obviously plate appearances, 177, 27 steals. And his OBP for his career is 347. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a legit ball player.
His OBP is 437, and his batting average is up to 273.
His career OPS is like 780.
If you have a 437 on base percentage, and this is something that the late Phil Garner, tribute, rest in peace, Scrap Iron, told me, he's like, I'll have a guy strike out. You know, if I have a guy strike out and he bats 100, and my leadoff batter, if he's got a 400 on base, I'll lead him off and we will win the pennant.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically early adopter saying batting average is overrated. Get on base. And that's what Garrett Mitchell's doing right now. He's getting on base because he's taking his walks. His outs, again, strikeouts aren't created equal. Strikeout with 2 outs and nobody on, who cares? What's the difference? Ground out, strikeout, pop up, it's an out. Strikeout with a guy on third and nobody out or 1 out, that's a problem. Not putting the ball in play, not getting the run in, that's an issue. So they're not all created equal, but you're going to live with this because, like, again, he's Schwarber-esque, but he's more than Schwarber.
Yeah, it doesn't have that kind of power, but has the ability to play on the field, play in the field,
right?
And is a totally different way. Drew,
running the bases, he's not a base clogger. He's
not at all, and they tracked the speed from home to first yesterday, and Jeff Levering just like caught his breath. He's like, dude, that's just ridiculous after taking a swing. The speed is undeniable. The athleticism is legit. But I also think the confidence is another part. You talk about strikeouts, Drew. There's something to absolutely. It can count the same when there's nobody on and as a pop-up, a fly ball. But at least growing up and playing baseball like everybody did at some particular point, there's something deflating about a strikeout. At least personally, you'd always feel it that way. Motivation-wise, my man has no issue K-ing out and having the same kind of confidence walking into the batter's box the next time up. That I marvel at players' ability in their short-term memory in baseball anyway, but that's one where it really gets highlighted even more.
The thing about him is he has high strikeouts, high walks, and a high barrel rate. And I know people, big deal, you hit the ball hard stuff, but that translates, and that's something people are looking at.
That's a big deal for some. That's the opposite of Frelick. Right?
And his you look at the deep stats, the nerd stats, BABIP, batting average, balls in play. In his career, 391.
Oh yeah, his batted ball
this
in play
year,
batting average
519.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to be ridiculous.
So that adjusts now, maybe.
And so he's played, as we mentioned, a full season basically. 515 plate appearances, career. Oh, since 2002, since 2002, in 4+ seasons, he's played a full season. Like, I get it. Like, well, he was called up and, whatever. Injuries, maybe he's got that behind him. But in this one season, imagine he's played the full season, 161 games, 515 plate appearances. In his career, one grounded into double play.
Well, and I mean, those numbers, if you equate them into one full season, those are like the rookie numbers that Chris Bryant put up, which ultimately was rookie of the year, then MVP.
And part of the reason people say, oh, Drew, put the ball in play, things can happen. Yeah, you know what can happen sometimes when you put the ball in play? Double plays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are times when you have a slow catcher up and he grounds into a double play, kills an inning. It's like, I'd rather have seen him punched out there.
Sure.
Right? It's instructive
now,
about the strikeouts. He
came up in theory, yes, put the ball in play, things can happen, right? But he has one grounded into double play. It's pretty good.
They've churned out all of these outfielders, and at one point you knew that there was going to have to be a little bit of separation. Now this is the part of the show that Armen Sarni's been waiting for. But as one goes up, one will trend down a little bit. It's still fighting it for Sal Frelick as he's trying to get himself rolling in 2026. But that's where, Drew, I've often struggled, and understandably so. Like, where are we going to play all these guys? Where are all these guys going to play? We were wondering at first week of the year, is one of these guys going to have to potentially go down, because otherwise you're just not going to have enough playing time for everybody. My man Blake Perkins, the one that robs the home run as casually as anybody ever has yesterday.
Like Armen buying
he was the one that went he was the one that went down at first.
Most casual thing since Armen buying Glazers at Quick Trip yesterday.
Yeah, just Sunday.
Walk to the counter. Here you go. Like he just, I think I'm going to steal this one.
It almost looked like he looked over to the bullpen to say, "Was that good or something? Was that good or something? Why are you guys so excited?" I just reached up and caught it. Smalls-esque. How do I catch it?
Sure.
Just put your hand up, and I'll take care of the rest. That's all Jahmai Jones ended up doing. I'll take care of the rest. I'll hit it right into that glove as long as you reach it just over the yellow line.
It's the baseball version of Sterling Sharp catching the touchdown 93 in the Silver Dome and just standing and staring with no expression for 30 seconds.
How about the other thing underlying the teeth of last night's game, which gotta love Detroit. Gotta love the early 5:40 starts.
Big fan of that, Drew.
Those of us with early alarm clocks watch some ball.
Yep.
McGill coming out of the chute in the sixth. Now, Harrison labored yesterday through 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 72 pitches in 3 innings. Early hook. Ended up being the right move.
They got himself out of some trouble, too.
Big job by
Grant Anderson pitched 2, and then McGill worked a clean 6th. Then you had Ashby for 1 with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So he danced a little bit. And then Woodford finished and pitched the 2 innings and sucked it up in the last inning and gave up a couple runs in the 9th, but they were garbage runs. So coming off an off day, you can afford a 3-inning start. I don't know if you can do that tonight, tomorrow, and the rest of the rest of the weekend.
Good point. Yep.
Might not behoove them to do that again, but coming out with a fresh bullpen off a day off that was okay. So interesting ball game all around. Brewers get the dub. Got to try to stack success, keep it going. They've won 5 out of 6 after their little tailspin.
Yeah, and that's just it, Drew. I think the 5 out of 6 after losing 6 straight is the biggest mark of it. Now, last year, Team Streak 2.0 lived this all April long. It was win 3, lose 3, win 3, lose 3, and it felt like immediately after you'd win a series, you were guaranteed to lose the last of a 3-gamer and the first of the next, the first 2 of the next. Today, you mentioned it sure would behoove you to have a legit start in a long one. Luckily, Chad Patrick's on the bump then, because he's maybe been the most pitch efficient guy that they've had, especially touching the 7th inning. Last time out, Brandon Sproat found something, at least it feels like, getting into the 7th inning. His last time out against Toronto. So let's see how they're able to follow this up, because with the law firm of Scooble and Skeens on Thursday, Friday, that we've all just been circling and staring at, it is clear and evident that you needed to get last night desperately one of these 2. Tonight, you can feel a lot better as to wherever the chips fall on Thursday and Friday, as long as you get this dub with Patrick on the bump.
That's true. And the Brewers, I mean, champions fear no one, but the Brewers haven't exactly melted under Skeens in the past. They've done pretty good against him, and we've had some notable showdowns. It's always, it's front page news when you face Skeens these days.
Yeah, but it is nice, you're right, to know if you can bank those wins, right?
I don't know if she made an appearance last time or if she's ever graced our fair city, but Livy Dunn now has a deal with Miller Lite.
I was just, oh my God, I should have known you would have seen it. I was waiting for that one. If she is going to really properly toast that new paid partnership,
let's go.
I think she's probably got to be in a suite at American Family Field.
She should make an apperance at the gift shop.
100%.
Miller Valley. Welcome to Miller
the
time.
Huddle.
Livy Dunn. Yeah, she should be on the Huddle for sure.
We can have her. Listen, we can figure that out. We'll be live that night.
on
Friday night if she wants to come in and join Wayne and I on the draft show.
Hey, why not? That'd be good.
incredible.
Have her just slide by and just crack open an ice cold Miller Lite.
That'd be
Why
phenomenal.
not?
Well, she was also sipping a Miller Lite tea that I thought the ladies are going to be big fans of. I think that cup might sell a little bit.
New market. I mean, she's been a good.
That was a fun conversation and one that we're definitely going to have to continue to revisit. We got into a knockout drag out a couple of years ago when this first flared up. The Skeens and Dunn relationship rolled through. Drew, I'd like to know the gut check and where you would stand on it on this hot take hump day that will fire up in earnest coming up at 6. The hot take was Livy Dunn makes far more money in her life than Paul Skeens does.
That was a great discussion.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on Skeens on that one. I think.
You see, that was the thought. Like, he's gonna make what $400 million.
Initially, right now, yes, she's like dwarfed him.
She's clearly the breadwinner at this point.
But he's gonna drive down Garrett Cole Boulevard and he's gonna make some pretty good big coin.
When she starts starring in Baywatch, Armen, I don't know what's happening here.
I'm still rolling with Livy, and that was before she proved she could be she could move product. And affect. I mean, she pretty much made Viore a $5 billion company.
I think this was just when I don't even know if this was before she was on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, if that's a thing anymore. But
I just think she'll have longer earning power in her life, but maybe not. The way pitcher salaries are going up with the new, who knows what's going to happen? I think it's a great discussion, though.
That's gonna be a fun one to track. It's power couple of this of the young generation.
We're gonna sit around for 70 talking about
what does she make? Like, I don't know what she's making for the Baywatch thing and stuff, but like. Those guys now, the top guys now make 40, 42 million, like Zach Wheeler. Nobody's in Shohei's class, right? But Zach Wheeler's like 42, DeGrom's around 40. Like it's a $40 million. So by the time he gets to that level, it's going to be upper 50s or 60.
He's going to be the first $60 million pitcher, right? Like as long as he stays healthy, I think he's going to be the first $60 million guy. Not only for what he does on the field, but for what he would provide in the marketing and back end.
That part is
he's going to get one deal for $400 or $500.
Yeah, but part of his brand is being Livy's guy, Paul Skeens. That's my opinion. She got $500,000 for a post once. I'm just saying, guys, there's earning power there in the influencer game. For her.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, for her, maybe a little bit different. I'm excited. That's gonna be a fun one to follow because she was. I mean, now the money has gotten all of her NIL records, though. Armen, in fairness, have been shattered by
now they will be
different quarterback left and right because she was like the first of the real break ground NIL athlete. I would wonder how much money she'd be making if she came through and was a freshman this year. It's
she was on the front of the wave though. I don't know, man. She might be.
Maybe she would get lost in the sauce right now. Yeah, you're right. Fair.
Is she investing? I mean, is she
you
let that money
guaranteed.
work for her? I mean,
Guaranteed.
there's a lot of questions about net worth. There's
Real
a lot of
estate.
questions.
Yeah, she's bought an apartment in New York and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
House
how you
in
build
Florida.
wealth.
Yeah, I think she's doing okay.
Dave Ramsey style.
877-794-1973.
Tom Dundon style.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Man, that poor son of
That's
a gun.
got to be Armen's favorite owner.
Cutting corners,
has to be.
baby. Cutting corners.
Well, Drew, the worst thing is he watched his team win his first playoff game last night as the owner of the Trailblazers, and he said, son of a, I got to pay for another road trip down to San Antonio?
I know. Well, now I wonder who won't make the trip because their digital media people didn't make the trip. Their social media people didn't make the traveling party. They're trying to save the money.
Play-by-play guy that I saw on the video though last night, if he doesn't make the trip, I'm gonna go and fight Tom Dundon because my man was juiced there at the AT&T Center.
A lot of fertile territory. We are. Oh baby, it's draft eve right now.
It's happening.
Oh, it's happening. It's all happening.
Not here, but it's happening.
It's all happening. We're going to talk a little playoff hockey. We'll get a hockey update from John Greenberg live from Winnipeg today. So our show's international today. We got to report. We have a correspondent, El Jefe, from Winnipeg.
See, and
Admirals playoff start tonight.
That takes us to a different level. We'll also be in the Big Apple. We'll be in the big city. Despite some technical difficulties, some electrical difficulties. Aaron Nagler going to stop by and have a little conversation about some draft coming up in the 7 o'clock
And we also might spin through some of Goody's sound from yesterday because we had an audience in the new media auditorium at Lambeau. We got plenty to unpack for you. Grab yourself a comfortable chair, a cold or hot beverage of your choice. Maybe get one of those sinkers because you're going to hit the sinker. You got to eat the sinker first.
Staring at it right now, Drew.
Let's roll through a Wednesday. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
In late August, the Brewers went to Toronto and found a way for the first-place Blue Jays to take them seriously. In the series opener, the Brewers out-hit the Blue Jays 31-9 and outscored them 22-2.
That ties an American League record. A little number. There's another hit. Another run. Another record. That is the American League record. All time here tonight. 31 hits by one team in one game.
Oh, Armen going into the archives. Now he's in his bag. He's going to be looking at 92 Brewers highlights for the rest of time.
Little Mel Allen for you guys.
Little Mel Allen.
He was
weekend baseball.
Yeah.
watching the 01 Eastern Conference semifinals again yesterday.
Wow.
I got a message from our friend Dave Gasper.
Oh yeah, Dave saw that. It was up on the algorithm. What can I do? Not click on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, that's the crazy thing is you can say, you know what, this game 25 years ago, I've actually seen it 2,500 times.
It's like walking by a Glazer.
I could do something else.
It's hard not to pick that up, you know?
I could do anything else, but no, that's why you're you. And if you were not you, we wouldn't love you as much.
I appreciate
so
that.
Unapologetically himself. And listen, trying to dig himself out of a little bit of a hole that he's opened himself up here early on in day number 3 of the week, Drew.
You can reach us, NicoletLaw.com, talking text line 877-794-1973. It's Hot Take Hump Day. You can prime the pump with your hot takes as we get ready for the draft, get ready for game 2, Brewers Tigers this evening at Comerica Park. Looked a little chilly there last night.
Yeah, in another example of very, very thankful for the roof.
Yeah, not horrible, but it was, I was watching little Yankees Red Sox with BA on the call.
Yeah.
And that looked cold in Boston. It looked even colder. The Brewers froze their asses off in Boston when they were there.
Yeah, and I was watching the Marathon Day game on Monday, and it was about 40 degrees, and people seemed iced over. That would be a day that it actually would have behooved you to run.
Now, the Tigers, if there is an excuse, but the Tigers played that 10 a.m. start at Fenway and then had to face the Brewers the next day, right? That's kind of kind of rough.
Yeah, but the 11 a.m., 10 a.m. Boston game, at least you're over quickly and done with it. I did wonder if Drew, in your years of understanding the travel circuit and seeing how the teams would fly, any way the Brewers could have crowbarred in a little bit extra Miami time instead of more time in chilly Detroit. Like, would that have been a strategic plan of, hey fellas, why don't we leave Monday afternoon?
That's not a bad idea.
Wake up, go and enjoy a little bit of sun.
They generally, because of weather and stuff, they generally do. Although there were some, like, you get to call your shots in the NBA for sure. And there were times when,
especially when James Harden's on your team,
when if you're, like it's kind of up to the manager, obviously the traveling secretary too, and it's whatever the expense. Like, what's the difference? Hotel in Miami, hotel in Detroit, right?
I gotta think one's more beneficial. Yeah.
And the NBA, I think, is even more than that. Like, NBA is like, a coach likes a certain city, you're going in early,
Sure.
We know that we're going to need a good team dinner here in this venue.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that we get there a day earlier.
I was just reading this story in The Athletic about
and not for the Trailblazers, though.
MLB travel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like they did a little survey of like the favorite spots to visit and least favorite. Detroit's one of the least favorite.
Yeah, because that casino robs people. That's number one, the reason why.
And it's up there. But here's the thing. First class travel in the MLB, like when they say a place sucks, how bad is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I think Baltimore is one of the least popular spots now. People like the hotel, but you go ballpark, players will bitch because they haven't updated the visiting clubhouse in Baltimore in a while. And the weight room is like in a hallway by some garbage bins and garbage chutes. And it's like,
there's a lot of factors involved.
There's a lot. So it's all subjective and it's all.
Or is there
like,
a restaurant one guy likes in that town?
There may be guys. Baseball is different because baseball teams travel to Milwaukee in the summer. And in the summer, Milwaukee's right up there with, we love it. That's why we live here. But you go out on a Tuesday night in Milwaukee in the summer, even it's going to be quiet. And a lot of cities are. Right? A lot of towns like are weekend towns.
Big time.
St. Louis is well known for that, right?
St.
Quiet downtown.
St. Louis is dead downtown all the time.
Right,
you got to stay in the suburbs if they can. But the hotel is part of it, the ballpark. And in Milwaukee, guys, love the ballpark. Some of it might be as simple as, I never get hits there. I don't like the backdrop.
Sure.
Or if it's in an NBA arena, I don't like the rims. So it's interesting, but Phil Rosowitz, who runs the visiting clubhouse, is so good at his job, and the food is unreal. Like players like Milwaukee.
I was going to say the food in Milwaukee is always.
They love Chicago. They love the Cubs, especially not the White Sox, but the Cubs. Like, and that's the number one ballpark atmosphere. People love the juice. Like you're going on a road trip and you're going to have your parents come see you play in the big leagues. It's probably going to be Chicago.
Yeah, that's fair.
Going to be the Cubs.
That's fair.
Because then you can
easiest destination for them
shop
to
on
get
Michigan Avenue, go do the thing, day games, go to nice dinners. It's like that's the spot. That's the spot that people want to go to. But Milwaukee is up there in the sleeper towns because of that. Washington, people like the ballpark. They kind of like the juice. They get free time to go stroll around the monuments, stuff like that. That's cool. But it's all subjective. So again, but it's that's the thing is like even the worst cities in the major leagues ain't that bad.
No, I mean, listen, as all due respect, you're not going to Branson, Missouri, right? Like you're going to some pretty sweet towns.
And you're staying in 5-star hotels.
Yeah. And I mean, well, listen,
Branson,
I'm not ripping on Oklahoma City, like great metropolis that is.
Yeah.
But like outside of Sacramento for a couple of years, these are all big time towns and great places to go to. I also think just the enjoyment in Miami, like it was Sal's birthday this weekend. Like there might have been a good reason for the boys to hang out one extra night in South Beach and just say, you know what, fellas, you earned a couple of dubs.
Yeah.
And clearly, maybe we sleptwalked through Sunday. Maybe we celebrated Sal's birthday on Saturday night, Drew, at one of the establishments.
Maybe if you had won the 6 in a row instead of losing the 6 in a row, then you'd get the reward.
Then you could go and sell it to Murph a little bit better.
As Giannis says, very nice city. Very nice city.
Beautiful city. Beautiful city.
So it really, it depends on the guy. Is it the facility they care about? Is it the hotel? Is it the nightlife? That nightlife isn't as big a thing. It used to be, well, there's no clubs in Milwaukee. Remember that was the big thing in the 90s, and that no one goes out anymore like that. I mean, right?
We were kicking that around as
definitely not on school nights,
right?
What? Because we have the draft. It seems like 10 years ago, but the draft was here last year, and it fires up tomorrow night in Pittsburgh, and we get to have FOMO, and we get to judge our attendance against their attendance, and their setup against
ours.
Our
looked way cooler. Yep.
And what's the next big event that's going to roll through Wisconsin? Because it'll be a while before we have another major golf championship or a Ryder Cup or something. It's going to be a while, and we never got that promised All-Star game in the NBA.
Never.
When they opened the arena, we thought we'd get that, and that ain't happening.
We're supposed to get that, right?
Baseball, I think they're in Philly this year, and then Wrigley next year, which means to me they'll probably pick an American League team for the year after that. I think we need an All-Star game because we're due. Haven't had one since 2002, and I'd like to have one while Bud Selig is still with us.
You think we get the?
That's it right there. You got to have it.
The way they gave the Packers the draft while Mark Murphy was still president, kind of as a throwing him a bone. Like, how about putting the All-Star game here so maybe Bud can hang on and
especially after the renovations, they get everything in there with the money pumped in. It definitely needs to come back.
This city has come such a long way in the last 20 years. There's a lot more happening in this town than there was 20 years ago.
Is that whole tie thing still an anchor on the neck for reputation? No, not at all.
That wasn't
nothing to do with
had nothing to do with the venue. No,
but it was just the imagery of Bud and the hand shrugged.
And then the roof leaked because we had one of those torrential rainstorms during the home run derby. The roof leaked a little bit. People were, oh, look at how podunk this is. The roof leaks
every time. And a moving roof is going to have those spots.
Had it not ended in a tie, that would have been one of the great All-Star games.
Absolutely,
it was shaping up to be a classic.
It still has one of the best moments of all time in an All-Star game with Torrey Hunter.
That's right. And it exposed how, the starters were not only, not in the game at the end, that they weren't in the ballpark.
They're
they
gone,
catching limos to the ESPYs to their private planes, and that kind of put a stop to that. So
that was a rude awakening for a young Billy at that point.
But the All-Star game it's not that heavy a lift, whereas in the NBA, guys come here in the winter, they don't leave the hotel and they go to the arena and that's it. Here, the guys, they get out and about, they stretch their legs, they know the spots.
Yeah, and also in the summer, that's when we can show off a little bit, right? Like that's the time to give us the All-Star game because then players can go enjoy Aaron Hills, go and maybe play Whistling Straits while they have some time off. And, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, if there's anybody that actually travels for the MLB All-Star game, won't be upset about the weather here. That's the other part about the NBA All-Star game, which I do understand as cruel as it was to tease it in front of our faces with it, Drew. Like, I get, Rihanna probably doesn't want to show up to Milwaukee. Like, I do get, are we going to get iShow speed, which everybody's worried about getting movie stars. Will Logan Paul want to go to Milwaukee? Well, he has with WWE, so maybe he does still show up.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast. Is Mr. Beast going to come to the Milwaukee All-Star game?
Hey, the stadium guy.
Stay at the trade.
G-Fed, or what's that guy's name? The stadium guy. He showed up.
Not the same class of influencer, but yes.
He's growing.
Yes.
They could also limo up from Chicago.
I was going to say, there's plenty of ways that you can still bypass some of that and still come and enjoy the game.
I saw Chance the Rapper at a Bucks finals game, right?
It does
playoff games and stuff.
It's one of those that you could start to tell. Wait, when's that All-Star game coming? Wait, they're giving it to Indianapolis again? They're giving it to Indiana? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
hand raised in air.
We're hosed.
Might still have the best player.
Yeah, we're hosed. Maybe.
He did post last night, drew a picture of the deer district.
I know. I saw that.
Should be packed right now.
Must have been in the trade hotel, is my thought. That must have been where he was, right?
Or he might have been in the forum, Fiserv Forum up there, maybe.
Might have been working out.
I just felt like the angle,
getting some shots up.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Or maybe I don't know.
Reverse engineer that and see.
In town to talk to Taylor Jenkins, maybe, or in town to talk to the
might have
brass.
Why would he do that? At Fiserv.
Or maybe
Why would he be here?
Or maybe
Armen's dropping the windy.
Giving the windy fingers.
Giving the windy fingers.
Eddie and Dallas said he was spotted at Leon's. Don't know if that's confirmed by anybody other than Eddie's boys. You know, he's the Southside King, so he might know. But I doubt it. There's no pictures of Giannis at Leon's that I can see, Eddie.
Yeah.
So I need some proof. You're telling me if Giannis was at Leon's enjoying some raspberry custard, there wouldn't be some pictures?
He's not having raspberry.
What do you think he's eating? Cookies and
No, you haven't. Simple chocolate vanilla. You go with the combo.
All right.
That's an unbeatable, unbreakable combo. You don't need to separate those two.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Right? I mean, like the 1 scoop of chocolate, 1 scoop of vanilla custard, that's the way you roll with that 2-scoop dish.
All right. 877-794-1973. Get them ready. Hot takes upon us. Oh, baby. But when we get done with this show, we'll be halfway through the week.
A while to say. And I also have, I got one hot take, hump day conversation that I cannot wait to get Armen Sarian's fan ruling on.
We're going to hear from Nags, and we're also going to hear from Goody, so don't you go anywhere. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. This portion of the Huddle brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Check them out online, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Been telling you about this for a while. You want to get ready for summer. You still got time, but just get ready for life. Seize the day. Don't be a slug. Yeah, you might make it through work. You might sink into the couch after work and not even have the energy to make it through a early start East Coast Brewers game. It's not the way to roll, people.
Nope.
Your testosterone dips naturally as you age, starts dipping in your late 20s. And then it's every year. Think about it this way. It's the inverse. If you put on 2 pounds a year, in 10 years, you're 20 pounds heavier and buying bigger pants, and it's
feeling
no good.
it. Oh,
Feeling it. But testosterone replacement therapy is just the start. They have peptide therapy. They got all kinds of stuff for you. Just visit them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. You don't even have to talk to anybody. Set up an appointment. And then when you do go there, especially if you're in the Milwaukee area, say you heard about it on the Huddle. But Middleton, they got one for you here. For folks listening on 1070 and several clinics in the Milwaukee area. They're nationwide. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Get back in the game with Game Day Men's Health. All right, Brewers won last night. NBA playoffs continue. Should the Spurs be worried? Wemby's got a concussion. That is not good.
Yeah, and I mean, Drew, he smoked his face on that floor.
Wow.
Like, I mean,
Double dipped. His chin hit twice.
Yeah, like that. And I was listening a little bit to Windy with Van Pelt last night, and apparently it's 48 hours, the concussion protocol in the NBA, to then being able to go start, sifting through the protocol. But there's not like the stages of it. It doesn't sound like as much to get back on the field as there is in the NFL, where you got to go through like 3 or 4 days process. So they don't play for 3 days. But last night, if there was ever a question as to how valuable he was to that squad, totally different one. But man, my man Scoot Henderson was a draft crush a couple of years ago. He was phenomenal last night for the Blazers. And the other one, last night, how about this? Historic night for the NBA of multiple double-digit dogs winning outright for the first time in a playoff game in 25 years.
That's pretty crazy, yeah. And it took the injury, obviously, to Wemby to completely change that game and that night. And maybe the series now, we'll see what happens if he can come back. That's the one thing about being so big is big guy, big tree falls hard, and you have that type of impact when you hit, but that looked brutal. But a lot of these series are definitely getting interesting, that's for sure.
Blazers were down 14 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right. That's remarkable competitiveness to get themselves back in, or down 14 in the second half. To be able to come back is really, really astounding. And then, the 76ers kind of just held off the Celtics at bay for the entire time. Now, good for certain individuals that may or may not have Boston winning in 5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, after game 1, Drew, I was starting to sit around saying, how am I finding the 76ers win? Now I'm wondering, how do I find the 3 next Boston wins to be able to close that one out? Very similarly to the Denver in 6 ticket a certain individual might have, because the Timberwolves looked different a couple of nights ago in the playoffs.
And VJ Edgecombe, what a game for him. He looks like a guy that's really kind of emerging into being one of those young players for the Sixers. A lot of Bucks fans have been envious of the way the Sixers have been able to rebuild a young wing guard group, youth, athleticism. The Bucks have wanted to do that, just have not hit the right guys in the draft. But with the way they've done it with, obviously Maxey, now you have Edgecombe and the rest of the guys there it was always about Embiid there, but now it's about those young guards. So Edgecombe with a big game.
Huge.
Edgecombe now is going to be in a different spotlight, because during the year, Drew, it was Kahn and Cooper Flagg as the 2 rookies that everyone paid attention to. Well, now they shuffle off of the playoff court.
Indeed.
And even if, Edgecombe's only out there for 3 games, people are going to be like, oh my God, he needs to win Rookie of the Year. Look at how amazing he was in that playoff game. He should have been it. Well, he's been pretty good all year. But once those 2 guys took away some of the headlines, you're like, oh, that 3rd pick was pretty dang good for Philadelphia too.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line for you to get in. I'm half paying attention, not invested all the way to the NBA playoffs. You're right. It's better when everybody's trying, but it's still like, I got to wait till the later rounds and really dive in.
I was going to say second.
It's Brewers first, and then what's going on?
Drew,
commercial pitching change.
When like half of the games are double-digit spreads, it's hard to hunker down and get fully in, right? Like it's hard outside of a couple of the series, like the Rockets and Lakers series appears to be dialed in.
And Nuggets Wolves.
Lakers up 2-0.
Because it seems like somebody might be good. I don't know. Somebody might be pretty damn good. Even at 41 years old, might still be pretty good and still able to lead a squad.
As well as he's playing, and the fact that they're up 2-0, I'm surprised we haven't been inundated more by ESPN about the Lakers being up 2-0 and stuff like that. Aren't you a little surprised by that? I mean, this should be a big story, and I know it is. They're going to be talking about it, but LeBron doing it again, saving his gas for the playoffs, it seems like.
No doubt about it. And, KD and the Rockets being close but not close enough. And you're right. Nuggets Timberwolves will be the other one that'll be fascinating. But it's such a strange lot in life to be watching the playoffs and not clued in at all, thinking about the Milwaukee Bucks, because we've been so baked in to have them into the postseason the last number of years. But still going to enjoy it. Somebody was enjoying the NHL playoffs last night, Drew. Sean Payton was out at the Colorado Avalanche game with his lovely wife or significant other, whoever it was. Now I had to run this by Armen because I saw this get flared up. Sweet picture of Coach in the floor seats or the ice seats right on the glass, right? I mean, you got amazing preferential treatment there at Ball Arena.
Nice, great seats right up on the glass there. Yeah.
What's the protocol as the honored guest in the never and always leave early ale crowd?
Yeah, the ale crowd.
What's the statement on somebody ailing when you get the preferential treatment, preferred seats? Because not only did my man Sean Payton not stay for the game, he didn't even see a minute of OT. He said, "See y'all out of here" at the end of the third period.
And I understand if you don't really want to be there because maybe you didn't. That the idea of playoff overtime in hockey is daunting because it might never end. Listen, I just wish those seats went to a fan. It would have been nice if a fan got to watch.
Miracle somebody.
Yeah, but it
walk
is what
up
it is.
into the third level and say, "How do you get down here?"
Yep.
Is that like Elaine wearing the Baltimore Orioles cap and Steinbrenner's box? I mean, and same little Seinfeld reference for you.
Seinfeld reference.
No, he ailed early. I mean, that was kind of he couldn't even stay around, Billy.
So now in that clip, in the Seinfeld episode you just mentioned, did they use the Waldron? Elaine is in George Steinbrenner's box.
In his box.
She's in his box right now. She's there.
Oh my goodness gracious.
If that would have been included, I would have go and take a spin through the show.
Come on, Sean. I mean, go watch some playoff puck. I mean, that's when it starts getting good.
That's when it was good. Coach, what are we doing?
Goodness.
You don't even have a first round pick. They traded it for Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, come on.
They don't need to work tomorrow night.
You're probably right. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from Goody. Dolph's going to be here for halftime. Aaron Nagler and Billy got some stuff for us as we prepare for the draft. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. We start with baseball. It was a fun night at the Yard against the Motor City Kitties.
And a line drive down the right field line. That could be another triple. Sanchez scores with ease. Mitchell around second. Headed for third, and he is there with a slide. Back-to-back triples.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. Back-to-back triples. Don't see that every day. Milwaukee scoring 7 runs in the 8th inning to put it out of reach. 12-4, the final score. Same two teams again tonight, starting at 5:40. Chad Patrick will pitch against Casey Mize. The NFL draft starts tomorrow night and runs through Saturday. This year, a lot quieter in Green Bay. For one, the draft is in Pittsburgh and not Titletown. Secondly, the Packers don't have a first-round pick traded to Dallas as part of the Micah Parsons deal. Packers enter the draft with 8 selections, 2 in the 5th and 2 in the 7th. We'll have full coverage with Wayne Larrivee and Bill Schmidt throughout the 3 days of the draft. Hour number 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play.
B right, all the way outside. Y left, fake 396 bag. D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmidt,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Huddled up on a hot take hump day. It's the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. Hello, early risers. Welcome in. Those of you who have your alarms go off at 6, we welcome you.
Welcome on in. Get that buzz ready to roll with a nice morning coffee and get rolling with some hot takes.
Get it. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters. Reach out to us, 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line, also known as the Hot Take Hump Day Incubator. Hot takes, opinions on anything. Culture, music, movies, food, snack food.
Now,
whatever it may be.
Halo Top ice
and of
cream.
course, sports.
yeah, Halo Top ice cream.
Yeah,
Box.
as opposed to custard. Like, that's the old ice cream versus custard debate around these parts. If you're from Wisconsin, you're a custard person. More likely.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will say, man, some Dairy Queen soft serve just hits differently.
Oh, I'll eat all of it.
I like
eat all of it, yeah.
all day long and twice on Sundays.
Yeah.
Savannah Bananas shake over at Banana Split Shake over at Dairy Queen.
Oh, really?
Well, I haven't tried that. I definitely will, though. Let me tell you that much.
Getting ready for Banana Ball at American Family Field
All
coming up
right.
in a month and a half.
All right.
The chocolate Elvis shake with the peanut butter and banana.
That's hard to top. Like banana infused into the ice cream is going to be a hard thing to beat. That's where you start talking about some Halo Top and you start grabbing that freezer aisle.
Yeah.
Man, if there's a Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey, it's going to be hard for me to pass that
I
much.
don't know what made me. I'm trying to be healthy, but like,
I'm
buying
proud
that
of you.
Halo Top. Like, what am I doing?
I'm proud of you. You're trying to look your best,
Eat
feel
the-
your best. Come on now.
Eat the pint. You know, it's like 300 calories are great. Well, that's like what? A couple of Oreos, or
Yeah.
a Snickers or something.
The tough thing is though, Drew, because then you've already done the bargaining in your head of I'm buying this 300 calorie one, knowing I'm scraping the bottom of this pint here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I've trained myself on the Ben & Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs to only eat like a third of it at a sitting.
Yep.
But then it's like, well, I could eat the rest of it.
Very much could.
It's
But
like,
but if it's not even that good, like
it's
Halo
not that
Top,
good. It's
so then
more
why
about the
even waste
ritual of it.
calories?
It's
yeah.
the cold. It's the ritual of sitting there with it. You
Can't you-
feel decadent, even though it's like not. It's like eating packing peanuts that are liquefied.
Last night, I had that big old because it was Heath Bar over at Cops yesterday.
That's a winner.
That's a favorite in the household.
That's a winner for some.
And when you go through the checklist of, do I just get 2 scoops and know tomorrow I'm going to be mad that there's none in the freezer?
Sure, no, you just get.
I just go with the pint, knowing I'm probably going to eat the whole thing? Well, that's where you really learn how to be fat. Grab that son of a gun. You grab that quart.
Get the quart or a half gallon.
And you're holding that quart and palming it in your hand like it's really not that much bigger than a pint.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really not that much bigger than a pint. If I really sat down with this, how difficult would it be for me to get up and put the rest in the freezer? So that's a hover for me. That's where I'm standing eating it, because if I sit down and enjoy that ritual, like you just said, Drew, it's going to be game over for that pint. It's going to be game over for my bowels for the next 3 days.
If you want a delectable cold treat, but you want to say, couldn't you do like a sorbet or like to save some
gelato? A gelato?
Well, I'm just saying, I think gelato still got a lot of I don't know. I really don't know. I have to look it up. Sherbert's good. Billy's not a fan of this conversation.
Well, no, I mean, it's just
I'm just like, but the thing is,
it's like a denture treat.
Life is trade-offs. You get the Halo top and it's 300. So if I can save, 300 or 400 calories, that's 4 High Lifes for me.
Yeah, that's 4 High Lifes.
It's breaking even.
Save the calories for beer.
It's all about breaking even.
Yeah.
It's also the emotional bargaining that I do of like, do I really need a double cheeseburger?
Yes.
Or will the single work?
More protein.
It's more.
No.
Thank you, Drew. It's more protein. And
those
another piece
calories.
of cheese. I've heard cheese has protein, so that's more protein.
Yeah,
so I'm just stacking that up to help.
Well, here's
you
the
want
thing.
the extra patty.
The
Billy.
double cheeseburger might keep you from eating a second cheeseburger with the buns
With
that
the
you got to throw
bread.
away. The
With the
buns
bread.
and more bread. Yeah, so I'm just saying.
This is why I love this show.
Yeah,
This is why waking up for this show is must hear, because you get to hear what you desperately need to hear. Is
no doubt.
Add the extra patty.
No doubt.
Add the extra scoop.
Hot take hump day. Haven't been excited for a celebrity endorsement in a long time, but Livy Dunn with Miller Lite. I hope Miller Lite has a great resurgence. I'm a High Life man myself, but I wouldn't turn down a Miller Lite. It's got a third fewer calories if you're counting calories. But maybe now the influencer girls and stuff will put away the High Noons and White Claws and have themselves a Miller Lite.
It's really genius by Miller to just say, you know what? We understand everyone's big in the seltzer game. We understand that everybody is potentially drifting off into happiness with our friends at Happy Place Hemp, which is another phenomenal drink. But we still have a stigma in this world, Drew, where you roll up to a tailgate with a cooler full of drift seltzers. People are like, okay, yeah,
right,
I'll try it. This kind of party. You roll up with a Livy Dunn 30 rack. Sorry.
Be all right.
Pause.
A 30 rack of beer, maybe with a picture of Livy Dunn on the side of it, that Miller Lite case. That whole thing's going to get deleted. And maybe just a little whisper of her saying, I'm a beer girl.
Yeah, and
that's going to be playing rent-free in a lot of people's minds.
Maybe it'll get a Gen Z to start drinking beer.
And that was her. Yeah, that's the idea behind giving her the money.
That's how that works. Yeah.
She moves product for Gen Z. I mean, Viore was not a well-known company. It had a big market to try and
What's
break
this
in.
Viore that you've now mentioned twice in the first hour?
It's like Lululemon. It's a clothing.
It's the more popular Lululemon, who's now their stock's tanking. Now
so that's different than the ALO
That's
hats
ALO.
and
That's different
that I see. Okay,
but I'd say they're at this point they're equal.
They're all in that same repertoire, though.
They're like equal athleisure, high-end athleisure brands, but Lululemon's dropping a little bit to Aloe and to Viore.
Is she still with Viore because she's now in this No Bull universe with Tom Brady?
Right,
she's in that Fanatics world.
I don't know if she's still in it, but I mean, I
She's
guarantee
an equity
she helped.
partner in No Bull.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
there you go. Meanwhile, go to try and get some regular gym shorts from Viore, and it's just spending a lot of money on it. It's like I'm going to TJ Maxx. Thank you. But
equity partner, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, Armen
told you
that equity. She's buying in, doing a Dave Ramsey style. That might help out for your career earnings. You got to make sure that you liquefy that equity every single time you stock up on this argument.
I want us to talk about this, Billy, until when we're 80 years old. I want us to.
This is going to be a
settle this
hot
debate.
conversation on Geezer Palooza.
We're going to settle this debate.
A hot conversation on
Settle
Geezer
it.
Palooza.
hey, it's Hot Take Hump Day. We want your hot takes. 877-794-1973. Hot take. My two favorite stories in baseball right now are on opposite coasts. The Padres rolling and tying the Dodgers atop the NL West. Padres won a unicorn last night. 1-0 game at Coors Field.
Wow.
Featuring a catch of the year by a fan, by the way.
It's the 12th 1-0 game in the history of that ballpark. And the Padres are the first visiting team to win 1-0 since 2006.
What did it snow 6 inches? How on earth is the ball not flying out of there? My goodness.
Nothing.
Wow. Okay.
Padres. And then my other favorite story in baseball is the New York Mets.
How could it not be?
Frank the Tank. They've lost their 12th straight. They gagged away
Devin
a game
Williams.
against the Twins in which Lindor hit a homer and their starter went 5 perfect innings and Devin Williams gave it up and they just suck right now. Now,
Devin Williams didn't even get an out.
the cavalry is coming in the form of a $785 million Juan Soto returning from the injured list today. Will that be enough to snap the Mets out of their doldrums of a 12-game losing
Maybe,
streak?
but they look like they're allergic to winning right now. It's pretty crazy.
Oh,
This was the listen to the crowd when the tying run came around. They blew the 3-0.
Line to center field. That's a base hit. Clemens rounding third. Robert comes up firing towards the plate. It skips near the mound, and this game is tied. Luke Keyshaw with a line drive single to center. Clemens scores. The Twins have come back. It's a 3-3 game.
Just incredible stuff. I saw people going off, obviously.
I didn't hear anything.
I was going to say,
other than Corey Provis's call, I
a
didn't.
phenomenal call by Corey.
Yeah.
Was there an audible groan that we missed?
I
in
thought
there?
it was more groany, I guess, than when I first heard it. Okay.
Yeah, wasn't that great?
Well, some booze, I guess, and stuff like that.
Well, listen, I was going to be expecting them to be throwing stuff onto the field like
thing
they would
is,
be in Philly.
Who's the kid that came in after Devin Williams? Because Devin Williams didn't get it out, but then the kid that came in after him, I think he struck out.
Austin Warren.
Austin Warren comes in and they're like, and he's a guy that barely even gets the pitch.
Yeah, just
he strikes out 3 and he walks off the mound, and in New York they're chanting MVP, MVP. Now that's New York, Armen.
Man.
That's the bite you should have found.
That was it. You're damn right.
The
That's
guy
the bite
shuts
to
the
have.
door. It's like, MVP.
Devin Williams, 1 hit, 2 runs. They're both earned, 3 walks, 29 pitches, only 9 of which found the strike zone. Your boy's rolling with a 9.95 ERA early in the year, and the returns on that 3-year, $50 million contract, not positive at the moment, as Devin Williams in his last 3 outings, guys, has given up a combined 7 earned runs. Woo! That's a tough run. That's a tough hill to climb back from if you're going to be Devin Williams.
Hawk Tua was on WFAN too, and that didn't even work. She was trying to reverse the curse and bring it back, and that didn't even work either. So they're trying everything in New York, and nothing's working. I heard some
Hawk
people.
Tua is a Mets fan?
She threw out the first pitch once, so that I think that's the connection there. Why she was on Carton Show, I'm really not sure, but yeah, it's really bad right now in Queens. I know some people are saying get this Harvard boy Stearns out of here, so they're not. Really
luckily
happy.
they have 2 really, really good football teams in New York that coming up this week are going to be the focal point of the top 10.
Yeah,
they get 3 top 10 picks there in New York with the Jets at 2, and then 5 and 10 for the Giants. So things are all turning up in New York, right? Right?
You're right.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Because the Knicks are going to have to play again, and they're at 1-1 going back to Atlanta and Magic City.
Hot take hump day. Folks who are giving Fernando Mendoza a hard time for his first pitch.
That's a tough one.
The mechanics weren't bad. He did crow hop it a little bit. He threw a strike. No, not really, but threw a strike if Manute Bol was in the box.
Yes, Hunter. I was just going to say yes.
But the thing is, though, clearly, people who don't play baseball and go up on that mound, he didn't know what the rubber was for or where he's behind it with his left foot.
He had
on the back of the rubber, he had no idea.
Drew, that was the exact same thing I saw. He's like, wait, what is this raised version of the ground? Why am I doing this?
Yeah, but he had the pitching rubber, and again, my stance on those things is that they're about to play a game, and the guy who's in charge of the mound, the starting pitcher, I don't want to. It's like I'd never pick up a guy's glove or a bat, unless he handed it to me and said, "Hey, look at this." I'd never do that.
Yeah,
and that's a guy's workspace. So you stand in the front of at the very, not even beyond where they land, where they stride, where their hole is going to be. Where
just onto the dirt, not into the striding area.
Dirt. That's my
okay. I like that.
Pitch,
yeah,
but a lot of people say, "Oh, if you're throwing on the first pitch, go up on the rubber." Well,
that's
first
what they
of all,
told me.
If you're not throwing off the mound, I don't know if that's a great idea if you're not used to that because it is different. But it's a guy's workspace, man. But Mendoza looked like a guy who had never even seen a baseball game.
Never played baseball before, 100%.
We've seen that with other athletes too, like guys that, Miles Turner and guys that go out there, they don't know.
I expect the number one pick in the draft, though. The best quarterback in college should be able to throw a baseball more normally.
Well, he
than
could
that,
throw
though.
it, but it is.
But there's a totally different mechanic to it, right? Like it is a different rotation. It's a different way of
baseball
throwing.
pitchers will warm up in the outfield throwing footballs around, and then they get their running patterns and stuff.
Yeah,
too. So,
but a lot more baseball players might mimic football than football players. Be like, you know what I should do is grab my Rawlings quick
and go wind up.
Yeah, they're not playing much long toss to get ready during a football game.
It was just weird to see, a guy that can throw a football that way, a professional thrower.
Well, because you're also used to hearing great legendary stories like of Brett Favre, of a great quarterback and great pitcher.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
A flame-throwing pitcher in high school, but days of that cross-training are far gone, too.
Different disciplines, though. Different
Mm-hmm.
disciplines. Like, I wonder, like, let's take Armen, who's the number one tennis player in the world right now?
I mean, I guess Yannick Sinner or Carlos Alcaraz, those two they're always switching spots.
How would they be against playing pickleball against the world champ?
Yeah, that's
They'd
true.
get crushed.
I don't know. I saw Andre Agassi.
Oh, it's throwing.
But don't you think
it's a paddle sport, but it's different.
I know, but I'd expect him to swing the paddle. Like, well, I
it's
guess
a different discipline.
All right,
It's
okay.
Be smoking it out of the kitchen. Wouldn't be able to land it in there just with a nice little soft touch.
I think they'd struggle with the smaller court and referencing everything with their strength and power.
And not being able to smash from the kitchen.
But yeah, maybe, and then they'd be reticent, and then that would look weird. Maybe that was Mendoza too. Maybe he didn't want to overthrow it.
Well, and that was the deal.
Yeah.
You could tell he's like, I'm going to do everything I can do to not end up online.
Because he's a super nice guy too, and he doesn't want to hurt anybody, right? By
I mean, he
throwing it
threw
wild.
No, I just think
He
he's
fine.
more prepared, more worried about his own personal brand than some guy standing behind him that he was worried about
He threw
hitting.
fine, and the height of his throw might have had to do with the slope of the mound.
I was just going to say, Drew, it also looked like somebody who clearly had never been on a mound before, because you realize just how different that throw's got to be when you're on the
And
elevation.
I always say, like, the worst thing I think you can do is throw a worm burner to home plate when you're doing a first pitch. If you airmail it to the screen, that's better than throwing a
that gets a
four-hopper.
much better pop.
Yeah,
that gets a much better pop. Did
Better
you
than throwing
go
a
up on?
four-hopper.
Did you go up on the mound, Armen, when
I
you threw it out?
absolutely did. So to Drew's point, everyone was going to give me the business if I didn't go up to the mound. So I wasn't about to take the smoke there. So, I'm not going to, not go to the mound. Now, it is someone's workspace, like you said,
Yeah,
but it is dirt. Like, they can
Yeah,
rush
they
the
can
mound.
rush it. Yeah.
So I did go up to the mound. I didn't miss the plate. I did throw it high. Well, I'm high and outside, but I generally threw it on one, on a
They were
fly.
chasing, though, because it was an 0-2 count.
Yeah. But the point is, I'm not Fernando Mendoza either,
That's
but,
true.
I'm me. So you expect me to like lollipop it in there, kind of, don't you? Like, I think that's.
Armen, all due respect, I was not going to compare your throw to Fernando Mendoza.
I agree.
I just want to know if you jumped up on the
I
rubber
did. I
because
did.
you wanted that heat.
Do better than Baba Booey
Yeah, I mean,
His
like
was terrible.
or,
yeah.
or 50 Cent.
Obviously, obviously Curtis
all-timers.
Jackson's was terrible.
Taylor Lewan's was brutal.
Lewan's was
They
brutal.
actually brought him back to try to do a better one. I think narrator, it didn't go better.
Didn't go well.
See, I like when
It wasn't better the second time either.
I like when they bring the gymnasts and they just do a bunch of flips and stuff, and then they throw it because it's
You know,
about the flips,
And the thing is, though, in this era of specialization, where we used to have gym class, which do they even have gym class anymore? That's not a thing, is
That's
it?
a great question. I don't
But
know.
you used to have to
Gotta have
dabble
gym.
in just about everything, and it was seasonal, and you would play one sport in one season and one sport in the other season. There's a good chance Mendoza never played baseball. I don't know. Did he play in high school? Did he?
That
even
was my
try?
that was my takeaway. He's probably a
Because
one
now
sport
there
guy.
are fewer
Yeah.
multi-sport athletes,
Mhm.
and you see it with basketball players. When I was covering the Brewers, they had a couple of bat boys that were like inner city kids, and
Sure.
they were hoopers, and I would talk to them about hoops and stuff. And one day I saw them playing catch, and one of the kids he was left-handed, and he had a right-handed glove, and he had it on the wrong hand. It looked like a lobster claw, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's like he didn't know that there were left-handed gloves because he wasn't a baseball guy. He didn't even
awesome.
realize. I'm
You're like, hey, but we
okay, man,
swap that
let's-
thing up. It'll be a lot easier
it'd be a
for you.
little
Yeah.
easier for you. So yeah, like, hello, he didn't know.
Yeah, right.
He just shoved his hand in. This is uncomfortable. How do you
doesn't
guys do this?
Why do you guys wearing like this? This doesn't make any sense.
He didn't know.
That's like the look you get when I do steal the Brett Favreism when I be at practice and say, hey man, can you check? This is a left-handed football.
Yeah,
That's one of the great.
It's just
you
one of
might,
the all-time favorite ones.
Drew, were you in?
That was the hazing for bad boys is go find a box of curveballs
Yeah,
and like or the keys to the batter's box.
that's great.
There was, and
That's
like
great.
no one will tell you. It's like, and they go ask everybody, go ask the manager, and like they interrupt the press conference, like, hey, like they go all the way up to like the general manager, and everybody's in on it, like, oh, I don't know, go ask this guy, and like, go ask Bob Uecker.
That keys to the batter's box is
That's
one
funny.
that I have never heard before.
Oh yeah,
That's
where's the keys to the
phenomenal.
batter's box? Where's the? Can go get us a box of curveballs, will you?
I'm gonna do that to my kid today and see how long it takes him to figure it out.
He'll be figuring out all day.
Daddy, we need to draw a batter. We need a batter's box. Get the chalk. Well, you got to find the keys to the batter's box
Where's
first.
the keys to the box? Yeah.
Then he's gonna
be
ask
awesome.
mom. He's gonna ask everybody.
Mom
Ask
will
grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, then I'm gonna get. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It does line up for me to get yelled at the
Drew,
end.
when Brett Favre was, famously, were you covering when he was taking batting practice at County Stadium?
Oh yeah,
Like and him and Jeff Jenkins.
I'm the
looked
one
same.
who noticed that they looked alike.
Yeah.
Like the young Jeff Jenkins looked like Brett Favre kind of. I'm like, oh,
So
man,
could
they
he
kinda look
swing?
like the
What kind of play? Because he played a lot of baseball, right? Could
Yeah, he
swing?
actually was pretty decent. He hit some ropes. He I don't know if they put one out, but he might have hit the warning track a couple times. He might have been hammered. I'm not sure.
I was gonna say. I think he probably had a clip on. Yeah, he probably had a little clip rolling.
Probably had a
at
little
that
clip
point,
going.
yeah.
But yeah, that was always fun. 877-794-1973. When we come back, Dolph's going to join us. Halftime has arrived, both of the week on Wednesday and of the show. The show flies by, man. Here it is, 6:20.
Crazy how quickly this all
done.
goes.
Dolph is up next. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Wednesday. Hot Take Hump Day continues. 877-794-1973. Get you in. NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. It's halftime. We welcome Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall, FM 106. Hello, Scott.
Hey, Drew, did you just have a Pop-Tart? Is that what I'm looking at there?
It's a protein Pop-Tart. It's not a real
come
Pop-Tart.
on now.
We were talking about it the other day. Like, I just saw a study, like the worst thing, like the most processed, worst food you can eat is Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that's disappointing.
And then my wife
upset.
orders these. She has like this company that does like healthy versions of, food that I like.
Snack what?
And
Like
so
the
I have
snack
like these
wells?
protein Pop-Tarts that are not very good. But
I was just going to ask, does it taste like a Pop-Tart?
It looks like a Pop-Tart, and if you, I guess, close your eyes, you can kind of give it. It's chalky. Now, I raw dogged it. I didn't toast it. I should have put it in the microwave for 10 seconds and warmed it up a little
Loosen
bit.
it up a little bit. Yeah.
Loosened it up a little bit. But
Did you put butter on your Pop-Tart as a kid?
No.
Where you get that little pool of butter?
I didn't. Never did.
Butter on your Pop-Tart?
Oh,
I never did that.
Don't Family Guy did an entire song. Look up butter on a Pop-Tart,
All
man.
right.
It's
Hang on. Armen's looking at Brett Favre first pitches because we were talking about first pitches with Fernando Mendoza in Miami last night. And that got Armen talking about Brett Favre and stuff.
I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, so he's got to get off.
It's easy to do. It's easy to
I
do.
just saw the Brewers commercial when Rogers was in the Brewers commercial, and that he was at Maryville and he was throwing to Lucroy.
Oh wow!
He was
talk about way back.
Yeah,
there. Okay.
Find that video,
Was that
Armen.
back in the days of the 12-8 or 8-12
that was
restaurant.
when they were boys.
Mhm.
Yeah. Roger showed up at camp and was doing he throwing to Lucroy. But yeah, Armen, that Family Guy butter on the Pop-Tart. I never.
Oh man!
All right, you guys want to try? I think I got it.
Come on,
Let's hear a couple of
Let's hear Peter Griffin.
This is when Peter and Quagmire were folk singers.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so
Freaking good. Pottery.
A banger.
Genius.
You should.
Oh man, the Kingston Trio, Pete Seeger.
Oh wow,
man.
Oh,
the music on that show is
brilliant.
gold.
So good.
Yeah,
dude.
Seth MacFarlane is a
He
genius.
is an absolute genius. Oh,
And he's right, by the way. I like since 6 years old, I always put butter on my
So
Pop-Tart.
now on the frosted side or the unfrosted?
No, the
side?
other side. You put it upside down on the plate, and then you just put butter, and it turns into this little butter pool.
Never thought of that.
Wow.
Just genius.
Man,
Next
and I'm
level.
fat. Like to think that I never thought to do that, I'm actually rather disappointed in myself.
Because you already think of the frosting being there as the topping. So I don't think of
But I couldn't tell you. I would be lying to you if I didn't say, you know what would make this even better is if there was frosting above.
Yeah, maybe what it was is we didn't have a lot when I was a kid, and so Mom always bought the other version of the Pop-Tart.
Toaster strudels?
Toastums.
Not toaster strudels, Toastums.
Toastums.
Yeah, that's it, Drew.
Yep.
Toastums.
Toastums.
So a lot of times you didn't have frosting. So maybe that's why I had butter on my
That's why
Toastum.
to sauce it up a little.
Well,
bit.
okay, and then that explains it. My wife, when we first started dating, and we had one of the first road games. I went in and I'm like, all right, well, need a snack here in the morning. And she had unfrosted strawberry Pop-Tarts.
You just rolled up into the cupboard and started checking the food.
I had to see what was going on.
Yeah.
See what was happening. Listen,
That is awesome.
I thought I deserved it. And
Oh, hey now.
I was sitting around like, hold on.
Who buys
Hold on.
unfrosted?
You buy unfrosted Pop-Tarts? It actually sparked maybe one of our biggest arguments as a couple very early on. I was like, no human being buys the unfrosted strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Right.
And Lord only knows, I had like 5 or 6 friends that were like, no, I won't touch the frosted Pop-Tarts.
Oh.
That became a hot conversation for quite some time. I didn't even know that they made those.
Yeah, I mean, that's like not putting syrup on your pancakes, having an unfrosted Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Very
I thought it was
strange.
honestly kind of criminal.
It's very strange. But then again, like if you have the unfrosted ones, you gotta toast it, right? Because I can eat the other ones. I raw dog those all the time.
Yes,
I
100%.
don't need them toasted.
Yeah, otherwise, it's like you're just eating a Fig Newton or something.
Yeah, well, Dolph needed them toasted to melt the butter, so I get it.
Now that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The chocolate one though, like the double fudge, you start toasting that son of a gun, and that is like hot lava after you put that thing in.
Oh, big time.
It's like an apple pie from McDonald's.
Yeah, that's where you almost have
nuclear.
to eat it raw.
Yeah, nuclear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We were just talking about the boys. Billy had some Heath Bar Crunch Cops custard the other day.
Unbelievable.
And I was availing myself of some mint Halo Top because it's like, 300 calories for the whole pint. Like,
it's almost
I
good.
got to go in and get, if you're going to eat ice cream, go get the ice cream.
The Halo's pretty good.
I think it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a substitute. Like, it's not custard.
No,
and if
certainly
you're gonna
not.
have something, it's better than not,
Yes.
but it's not custard.
Yeah, and it's,
Every spoonful is like, this isn't custard.
store-bought Halo's probably more than custard, right? It's expensive, that stuff.
It wasn't too bad. It was on sale, I think.
I was going to say, when you can catch it on sale, it's not as bad. But I do love that when you're already having the conversation with your mind of, damn,
it's not as good.
It's not custard.
But and I was telling the boys, like, the idea
custard.
is for the calorie count, you could eat the whole pint, but I've conditioned myself for all the years of Ben and Jerry's of Haagen-Dazs to only eat like a third of it and be done. So my mind
but
shuts off.
If you're not enjoying eating the whole pint, is
Well,
it
that's-
really worth
that's
it?
the other thing.
Is it even worth the 300 calories? It's like if you haven't been able to date any girl, but you're
It's
taking
the-
one girl to the dance, but you didn't even want to be with her, is it even worth it? Like, you know what I mean?
Armen, you're better off with the Snackwell's cookies.
That was such a scam in the 90s.
Snackwell's cookies thing.
I don't
like
like
another scam.
anything that's that is telling me, hey, these are only 100 calorie packs or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for those box of movie candies that you get for $5 at
Oh,
the
yeah.
store.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep. No
Whoppers, Milk Duds, stuff like that.
Yes.
And I know they're high caloric. I never look at the back of the box. If I want to eat the box, I'm going to eat the box. If I want to eat 4 pieces, I'm going to do
Deep
that.
down, we know what's
That's
good
what I'm
for us,
talking
and we
about.
know what's not. So if you
Yeah.
don't want to see the calories, if you're eating a whole box of candy, you know it's not going to be good news when you look at the label.
True, but gone to the days when I would come home. I used to do 7 to midnight radio, and I'd come home and either have a Tombstone pizza or Orville Redenbacher extra butter popcorn. I'd pound the whole thing, and I can't imagine what I was doing to my cholesterol back in those
Wouldn't
days.
have been nice if all the stuff that was really good was good for you. That always was one of the toughest realities of life. Like God did a lot for us. He did a lot of good work, but that one he couldn't do for us.
Eat what you want.
You know?
Why couldn't you make Brussels sprouts taste like steak?
Yeah. Or even
Or
like
Oreos.
Or not healthy.
That even better. That one.
Or not healthy. So everyone said you shouldn't eat Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, you don't touch that stuff.
No,
It's-
you shouldn't.
it's
do that.
awful for you.
You should just put Ready Whip in a bowl and spoon it in your mouth. That would be really good for you. Know what I mean? Like,
You need what you need, Billy, is for the quick treat is the jar of the whatever it is, Heinz frosting or Betty Crocker frosting, and have that with the pretzel thins.
Oh, good call. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You know exactly what you're
basically
talking about there.
Dunkaroos. If you remember that snack, basically
The Dunkaroos.
Those were
Mhm.
that was basically cookies and frosting.
Well, the tough thing is too, they make these kids snacks so good. Like
That's
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
if the snacks that my 3-year-old wasn't getting weren't so damn good, I wouldn't have to finish every single one of them
Yeah.
and then just tack on the extra calories that I don't need.
I ate one of my daughter's banana cookie, the Gerber's banana cookies the other day. I was pretty good.
Was it?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
baby
it.
food's underrated, no
Yeah,
doubt.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to get that thing where KB's line was always like, I haven't lost my pregnancy weight yet. My son's 25.
Yeah.
But
right.
when you have to finish all the
I'm
meals
finishing
that you
everything.
paid for, and Armen, this is going to be your conflict.
Yes.
Like when you
Worst.
take Lena out,
We're
she
not
doesn't
wasting
finish
food.
Happy Meal. You're not letting that go to waste. Armen can't throw something away that he paid for.
No
We're
shot.
not wasting food.
He's
man.
crushing it.
That's right.
So
I don't
therefore,
want that. I'm eating everything.
Caloric intake goes
It's
up.
gonna be a
You're the
problem.
cleaner. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, you brought up the jar of frosting. My go-to used to be when Girl Scouts would come around. I'd buy the plain ones. What were they? The
The little shortbread ones?
Oh, yeah.
were they Lorna Doones or whatever they're
Yeah,
called?
yeah.
Come on now.
Jar of white Betty
Oh, there you
Crocker
go.
frosting. Just stack it high on those shortbread cookies. Oh,
Dolph, can I ask, what was the heaviest you ever got to?
about 205, 210.
Damn, that's unfair. You know how to be a 240 pounder. I'm impressed with that game. I'm very impressed with that game.
No, you're talking about eating that.
That
my thing was
is a
peanut
sit
butter on
down on a
Oreos
Thursday.
after 420.
yes.
Oh, that's good.
Oreos are great, and people got to dunk them in milk. Not if you put peanut butter on them.
That's
Nope.
an elite combination.
It
The
is.
chocolate, the stuffing, and the peanut butter is
Yes.
an elite
Peanut butter on
combination.
top of an Oreo.
Yeah.
That was in
hard
the
to beat that
mix.
snack.
That was in the mix of like when we really started finding out in college of what else you can use a waffle iron for, right? Like obviously you can make waffles.
Oh,
Then you're like, wait, you know what you can also do? Bake brownies in about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and then all of a sudden you put that brownie and then you start scooping ice cream on top of it. You're like, holy cow. This is way better than waiting 30 minutes for these things.
I remember as a kid, the Reese's peanut butter commercials would be a chick and a guy walking down the street, and he'd have a candy bar and she'd have a jar of peanut butter for some dumb reason. And they'd run into each other, and his chocolate bar would go in her peanut butter. And she said, "Hey, you got your chocolate in my peanut butter." And he'd say, "Hey, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate." And then they ate it, and it was like, oh my God. And then then they showed the Reese's peanut. So
that's genius.
I went and got as many Hershey's chocolate bars as I could get in a big jar of peanut butter, and that was my go-to for like the next month. just loading the peanut butter up on top of the chocolate.
See, when we were kids, our generation had to be creative with what was in the cupboard. We couldn't Uber Eats everything. Okay, we couldn't DoorDash something when we wanted it. We didn't have everything at our disposal. It's like, all right, what do I got here? I'm gonna make something good. I'm gonna make peanut butter and whatever, beef jerky and ramen noodles, and you figure something out. I'm just saying, not those things specifically. I'm just saying you dealt with what you had. None of this DoorDash all the time. You know what I mean?
So
these new kids eating DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Well, I'm just saying, Billy. Everyone's paying so much for DoorDash.
Armen.
There we go.
There it is.
Now we get to why we don't like DoorDash. How on earth are you paying $7.99 for a delivery fee when you can walk into the cabinet and get some Raisin Bran and throw that with some ramen noodles and mix it around with a little bit of orange juice, and you've covered all the bases. That's what we had to do when I was a kid.
And you used to have the deli on the corner to get a sandwich, and you walk, or you maybe.
And did the milkman come and drop off the milk every Tuesday for you too?
Of course, I did grow up in like the 90s. I'm not 82 years old.
You just like have the sensibilities of an 80.
Although I did
make it sound like it. Quick.
Although I did broach the topic with my wife that I want the paper copy of the paper again, and she goes, "That makes no sense," because she goes, "That obviously costs a lot more
and
for what
you're
you're
just gonna throw it away."
Hey, it's good fire starter.
She's like, "Why would you want that?
Yesterday's
Don't you want to save
news
money?"
tomorrow. Yeah.
Every Sunday when I leave the grocery store, there's a lady sitting on the corner, Journal Sentinel, with a big sign. $3 if you want the newspaper. It used to be 50 cents. Didn't it?
$3 for stories you read on Thursday.
I was so excited when the Brewers would win a game. I would walk to the newspaper box on Edgerton with my 50 cents to get a paper. Billy, I would walk there. I was so excited to get it.
Every morning when I come to work, I see at least 2, if not 3, of the God bless these people, the newspaper delivery people, the little flashing orange light. They're cutting through neighborhoods out here in Greenfield. There's still a lot of people that apparently get home delivery.
Some people still do.
Journal Sentinels.
So, all right, Dolph, with the draft coming up starting tomorrow in Pittsburgh, it's not in Green Bay, so it's not as juicy, and the Packers don't have a first-round pick. We've talked about it. But got me thinking, we were talking about it earlier, what's the next big major national or international sporting event you want to be in Wisconsin? Because all due respect to the U.S. Junior Amateur and
it doesn't hit the same now.
USAM is going to be in Whistling Straits in 2028. I'm looking at this and like, it might be the next Packers draft. I mean, it really, because MLB's All-Star game, it'd be nice. I was saying I want to see that because we're due and because I wanted it to be while Bud Selig was still with us so he could enjoy it.
I think that's a great call. That's probably it.
Because and this year it's Philly and next year it's Wrigley. So it makes me think they'll go American League the year after that. And then maybe, but we're due because it was 2002. And
2002, they always said 25, 30 years.
Yeah, we're due.
I'm not a huge soccer guy, and this will never happen, but to see a World Cup come to Wisconsin would be amazing just because of what it would bring with it. I mean, these are the most rabid fans in the world. Yeah, I mean, that would be just amazing, but it's not. I don't even know where it's scheduled. Chicago getting a game this year?
No, they're not. I was disappointed in the lack of Midwest options.
Kansas City, I think, is the closest one.
That's a pretty good hockey. I mean, that's a pretty good soccer town.
Kind of wanted to go, but
that's this summer, right? That's here soon.
But like, we're not getting an NBA All-Star game, even though they promised one when the arena was under construction.
And we should. I mean,
they rug pulled.
You know, I know we're small market, and a lot of these guys, if they don't have 85 strip joints to go to, like Atlanta,
you want to see an epidemic of back spasms among the elite in the NBA. Put the All-Star game in Milwaukee.
Be worse than Jacksonville and the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
I was
they
going
did
to say
nothing but complain the whole time.
Yes, get ready for Brandon Miller to be the biggest star that shows up to the NBA All-Star game in Milwaukee.
What's on your radar? What would it be like? The next huge event, marquee event, tentpole event, might be the next Packers draft if they get it back in like 5 years.
I was going to say if they get it back, and Lord only knows how long it's going to be until they end up getting it back because the NFL's trying to spread it around to everybody that's not going to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But now that list is totally inflated, right? Like all due respect to Kansas City, I don't think you put a dome stadium in Kansas City, you're getting a Super Bowl, right? We're not putting the Super Bowl in the middle of Kansas. We might put it in Nashville because people want to go to Nashville. So it might be shrinking. The one that I don't understand, and there's so much politics behind it, so many years of disdain between the two organizations, is how there is not a major golf event in Wisconsin at either Aaron Hills or Whistling Straits forecasted for the next 40 years.
It's kind of a shame.
Just because one side is USGA, the other's PGA.
Well, the change in schedule.
The schedule screwed them with the PGA, but then put Whistling Straits in line to be able to get a U.S. Open. But they were a PGA course. We don't like them over on this side.
Which sucks when they do that. The big difference between the USGA and PGA. But it's a shame. I mean, these are all nice. Bethpage is a nice course. It's a public course, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't compare to Whistling Straits, does it? As far as beauty goes and difficulty. If the wind's coming off Lake Michigan, there's no reason why one of those two courses you just mentioned shouldn't get a regular event. And same goes for what's the one at Stevens Point?
Century World.
Another great golf course.
Amazing course.
Sand Valley's making a move
another one.
too.
I agree, but this is golf, and you know what golf guys love? Enforcing archaic rules and ego matches. And hubris. Right?
That's the part of it, Armen. Like, I don't expect it to change. It's just one that feels so antiquated.
I
and
totally
dumb.
agree.
Like, how on earth are we going to keep these courses off? Just because, 25 years ago, they liked them more than us. So we can't be associating and doing business with them.
Is this the last year of Nissan Stadium or whatever it is in Nashville? They moving to the new joint?
New stadium in 27.
And it's going to be domed, right? So they will get the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know if it's retractable or domed for sure, but yes, it will be covered. And they're going to have the world's largest outdoor rooftop bar.
Nashville's
Of course they will in Nashville, yeah.
Nashville's weather in February, it's between 30 to 50. Like they could do it.
Well, they could, but I don't know if you'd want to play a Super Bowl outside in 30. We've been down there before in February when it's been 18, 20 degrees. So it can get cold there in the Mid-South. Are they building that right where the old one was on the river?
Yeah, I believe it's pretty dang close to where the other one was.
It's across the river from where all the action happens.
East bank of the Cumberland River, adjacent to the current stadium.
Same place. Okay.
And planned to be done in 2027, ready for the 2027 season.
Nashville's great.
People.
Nashville's great. Nashville has growing problems, though. I mean, it's gotten so big in the last decade or so that those freeway systems are ridiculous.
Been overwhelmed. Infrastructure's overwhelmed.
Same.
Austin's the same. Yeah, it's traffic's brutal there, just like in Nashville too. Awful. Dolph, thanks for popping by for halftime. We'll have more substantive Pop-Tart.
I'm going to go
tomorrow.
put butter on my Pop-Tart right now.
Love it.
People are also saying, are you guys going to spark up a wake and bake conversation next time Dolph comes in? Because this food conversation would have been even better with promo code Huddle at happyplacenet.com.
That was on 420.
Dustin's a winner. Hot Take Hump Day. Next major sporting event in Wisconsin will be World Series Game 1 in Milwaukee.
Oh, Dustin, let's go.
All right. There we go. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling through a hump day in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters. 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. The draft is coming up. We will hear the chimes tomorrow from Pittsburgh. And Brian Gutekunst met with the media in the newly revamped media
Gorgeous
auditorium
looking spot, Drew.
At Lambeau Field. Yeah, I can't wait to see our new office, our new broadcast location for Packers OT.
Doug Russell's going to be breaking it in this weekend, part of our draft coverage presented by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with myself and Wayne Larrabee.
So you guys are on the air tomorrow from 6 until it's over?
7 to 10 tomorrow
7
night,
to 10, okay.
and then 6 to 11 on Friday night. Make sure that we can get all of the sound after the Packers 2 picks. And then Saturday, we'll wrap things up from 11 to 4.
And Friday will be a YouTube show because of the Admirals.
Yep,
correct?
YouTube show, but also all 3 days are going to be on 1070 AM in Madison. So you'll be able to hear us in YouTube, Madison.
Yes.
Yep, and on the iHeart app there.
Fantastic. It'd be your second screen. Let's take a listen to some of what Goody had to say yesterday. Like, I watched it live, and I wasn't struck by anything too earth-shaking, but when has anybody 2 days before the draft ever said anything newsworthy?
If he's saying something newsworthy, Drew, I'd be calling it BS.
Exactly.
If he's saying something substantive, you know that it's probably not real.
But Armen, let's hear a couple minutes here.
First of all, I want to take a minute to, first of all, thank you guys for coming, but I want to take a minute to thank, everybody in our organization who has a hand in this process. Obviously, our scouts and the amount of time they put into this is very, very important. The sacrifices they make and their families, just very appreciative of that, along with everybody else. Our coaches, our medical team, security, analytics. It's a big process, and we're excited and we're ready.
How you gonna spend your Thursday?
We've talked about that, joked about it a little bit, but no, I think we're gonna do our normal process. The phones won't be as busy, that's for sure. But we're going to kind of keep our ears open. And, we put a lot of work into this with the players that are going to be picked in that round. And this sure will be a little bit more fun just because it's going to be less chaotic. But, we're going to try to stay with our process that we've always been.
You say your normal process. Normally
All right, there we go. And it seems like a little bit of a
little glitch.
Catch-22. What else are we watching back there, Armen?
the same when it's not the same.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss the players, and we'll be talking through things, whether that's with the individual scouts, whether it's with, Matt, whether it's with our medical people and stuff like that. But it's always interesting how it falls, how it affects every team that picks, the trades that are involved. So we'll follow that process. What happens on Thursday will affect Friday and Saturday. So we'll be in tune with it. And again, like I said, it'll probably be a little different. But I do think it's important. We put a lot of work into these guys that you kind of look at this. Okay, hey, how do we see this shaking out? What would we do here if it was us? Things like that.
How has the prep been different, if at all, in terms of how much you look at those guys who are really going to go through?
Yeah, it really hasn't been a ton different. Our process stays the same. I would say there's probably a little bit different allocation of time to some things, maybe how we chopped up our 30 visits. What pro days maybe that I went to was maybe a little different than it would have been in the past. But it hasn't been a whole lot different.
Ryan, I think you said before you would like to draft a quarterback at least every other year. You didn't take one last year. So how inclined are you to take one this year, especially with Malik leaving?
Yeah, no, I think we're always looking to add to that room. I think we obviously picking up Desmond at the end of last year and then McCord right after the season ended. I think we did some things already, for this year. But at the same time, I think, I've said this many times, I think it's the most important position of all professional sports, probably the hardest. And so we evaluate that position, every year regardless very thoroughly. And there's some good players in this draft. And if we have an opportunity to add to that room, we will.
Brian Gutekunst, interesting stuff in that quarterback thing.
Yeah.
Tom Wolf took one every year.
I think there's a lot of interesting ones there, but Kyle McCord, I would keep your eyes on because they really, really liked him coming out of the draft last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the main project guy they go in to 2026 with, the former Ohio State and Syracuse guy.
I'm 99% certain they will not trade into the first round, but we'll hear you and Nags chop it up, talk and draft as we move forward and take your hot takes. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers put up a lot of crooked numbers Tuesday night in their series opener, Detroit. But despite scoring 12 runs, none of them came via the long ball. They did get a big fella triple, though.
Sanchez left center. On the run is Baez. It's over his head and off the wall, and Sanchez can run for a while. He's at second. He turns. He's trying for three, and the big boy is in with a slide. It's a triple for Sanchez.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. The big fella with the three-bagger and maybe some oxygen later. The Brewers clobbered the Tigers 12-4. Same two teams again tonight starting at 5:40. 3 games in the NBA playoffs last night. The Sixers upset the Celtics 111-97. Portland a 106-103 winner at San Antonio. The Lakers beat the Rockets 101-94. The Admirals start their Calder Cup playoff run there at Manitoba tonight. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 hit. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after you and make the play.
B right, all the way outside. Y left, fake 396 bag. D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
Armen, Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Wednesday edition of the Huddle, rocking and rolling. Drew, Billy, and Armen from headquarters, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live for you early risers, insomniacs. And well, now early risers is 7 o'clock early. It used to be for me. It's not anymore.
Now it's late.
Now it's late
sleeping
in the game. It's late in our show. It's the final hour, but we're going to break the tape strong for you on a hot take hump day. Get us your hot takes, 877-794-1973. Get you in.
I got a hot take here right out of the gates in the 7 o'clock hour before we hear some more draft conversation. Guys, a hot take, and this might also be a game ball. So I'm looking at a bunch of pictures of Packers first round pick here in 2026 and 2027, Micah Parsons last night. He was hanging out at Lakers and Rockets. Rockets fan. He was loving up on KD after the game, saying, I know some boys back home that would be able to give KD some more help than what Amen Thompson and folks were doing for him last night. But he pulled up, dapped up Matthew Stafford and company. But hot take, and this one comes thanks to Kelly Stafford. She's rocking the Kobe Lakers jersey. Hot take, you are the coolest person on Celebrity Row if you wear a jersey and not a cool, sweet, branded, logoed shirt. Shout out Kelly Stafford for actually rocking Lakers stuff at the Lakers game. And Drew, I remember the old conversation we've had of the basketball jersey with no shirt underneath. Tough look for middle-aged guy.
Tough look.
Bad look. Not a bad look for Kelly Stafford.
That
right?
Like,
very, very good look once we get into the playoffs for celebrities rocking actual team gear and jerseys courtside instead of just sweet get-ups.
You look like you're a sports fan that you know ball, other than just, you know how people are. It's like, well, you're just Matt Stafford's wife. No, she looks like a sports fan that actually cares and knows ball. I don't listen to her podcast.
She's paying more attention to the game from all the pictures I'm seeing than Matt.
Right. So that's pretty cool, I think. And clearly you wore the jersey. It's like, wow, we're going to the Lakers game. I'm wearing my old Kobe jersey. She probably grew up. I like that, Billy. That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
All right. Hot take hump day dovetails with Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. I got you covered on this one, Billy, because Who's Hot is John Blackwell.
Big time. Man, what are these? What are they getting paid?
Going to Durham. It had to be north of $1.5 million because that's what Illinois was going to pony up.
At least.
So he's between 1.5 and 2 mil.
Yeah, and Drew, it made sense when I saw that gift basket tour that he was on, that the price was going up. And yet we see it in all pro sports. Deadline spur actions.
Yeah.
That deadline of the transfer portal closing seemed to get a lot of deals done yesterday across college basketball, huh?
And a hot take, you shouldn't be upset at John Blackwell as a Badger fan. You can be disappointed. You can be sad that he's gone. But, this is a guy that never had a chance to really be highly, highly, highly recruited. And he's gonna take life-changing money and play at Duke. What are you supposed to do? Like, not do that? I can't really blame him. This is the way the system is now. It's kind of a bummer if you like the guy and everything like that. I get it, but
yes and no. I think you can hate somebody for going to a school that you hate that much, right? And Duke is the adjacent conference, non-conference hated team, most hated team for Badgers fans.
But are they everybody's rival in that sense just because it's Duke? I mean, or just because of one game?
I was going to say, but not every team lost in a national championship to that
yeah,
team.
but a few did. I mean, Duke's giving a lot of L's out in the tournament, so that's my only point.
And
but I guess
Blackwell,
so.
The national championship game's a little different than the
Fair.
second round, though.
Fair, I guess.
Well, Blackwell's only a 2-school guy too, so they've got to have a measure of respect for that.
But for sure. I mean, it's not like he did shop around his services last year a little bit when he mentioned he's like, I did put my name into the portal just to know my worth. He did business in college hoops, and he made good business in this point.
Kudos again to Greg Gard and the staff for finding him and developing him, because I'm like, all right, so who are they competing against in the to get into the John Blackwell business when he went to Wisconsin?
Yeah.
His other offers were from VCU, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Oakland, Cleveland State, Rhode Island, Toledo, and Northern Illinois.
Exactly.
So the Badgers lost him to Duke. Well, if he had been recruited by Duke coming out of high school in Michigan, they wouldn't have been in on it.
Right.
Yeah. Can you look at it a little? Is it almost like Brewers fans watching somebody then go and at some point we're going to see him go to the Yankees?
It's the same thing. Absolutely. It's the same thing.
Like
you can
watching Bryce Terang these days.
You can either be
Very true.
frustrated at the system or thankful for his time and your staff that actually got good player and good service out of him. But neither of them, to me, should be mad at John Blackwell. I know a lot of people really deep down aren't mad at John Blackwell.
They're mad at the
maybe
system
I'm building a straw man. But I just feel like.
So what do you think? What do you make of all the Marquette fans that were mad at the freshman redshirt guy?
Sheik Pearson is out. And now the thing is, Sheik Pearson didn't play a minute for Marquette, so it was hard because you didn't build a relationship with him as a player, and maybe he just knows he wasn't going to get playing time because there are better guards in front of him. I'm not sure. I thought it was kind of odd, but I didn't. Blackwell was great at Wisconsin for 3 years. Okay, Sheik Pearson didn't play for Marquette, so I didn't really.
Yeah, but you know what he had was relationship growth.
Well, yeah, so did Adrian Stevens and Nigel. So it's like those guys are back. So they probably weren't going to pay him much to stay around if he wanted to shop his services around. No, it's reality. It doesn't hurt me as much. Sam Hauser hurt me, for instance. That one hurt a lot because he was a Marquette player for 3 years, put a lot into the program, had some big moments. Then he transfers. That one hurts more because of the equity he had in the program. Sheik Pearson didn't have it. So
what about in the hot variety? Nolan Winter returning to the Badgers, just underneath the wire.
Now the who's not hot would be your
New York Metropolitans.
Oh man,
I've been waiting for the Devin Williams in the who's not category all day, Drew.
They've lost 12 in a row. They are reeling. They get their $785 million man back tonight, but they've lost 12 in a row. Life is miserable, and the jokes are just rolling. Mr. Met and Mrs. Met are sleeping in separate beds.
Dude, man, and they're staying together for the kids. They're staying together for the AAA prospects.
It is so bad.
I feel terrible. Have we gotten more status reports on Frank the Tank? Now, Frank the Tank, a much smaller tank these days.
He is.
He lost 200 pounds. Shout out Frank the Tank. Big fan of that.
Must be eating Halo Top.
Well, you know what? He's going to switch back to full lead. He's going right to Ben and Jerry's watching this Mets team. If there's anything that gets you to pour some hot fudge and marshmallow topping on that Halo Top, if you're watching your team lose 12 straight.
When you're looking up, last night's loss was the 12th in a row, and it dropped the Mets into a tie with Kansas City for the worst record in ball. I think
which kind of surprised me.
8 and 16
because the Phillies lost a bunch in a row too. Okay,
so they're right down there, and okay, I guess actually technically the Phillies are. The Royals are slightly ahead, but they're looking up at the Rockies right now.
That's bad, real bad.
The Rockies are 9 and 15, and they've lost 2 in a row, and the Mets are 7-16.
Was it last year the Mets had a late surge too? Like, so to me, this is like, it's bad now, but it's also April. Is this really going to sustain? But, you can dig a hole for yourself.
Worst record in ball with that payroll.
Yeah, that's the thing, the payroll.
Giddy up. So that's Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, employee owned for 40 years, doing the work.
Doing great work. And they can cool down a house with their HVAC systems. I don't know that they can cool down my man Frank the Tank. The video that I'm seeing right now is Drew's got a bat in his hand.
It's just
he's got a bat in his hand. We need to get the bat out of Frank's hand. Frank, put down the bat. Put down the bat, Frank. It's okay. Donovan Jorgensen's on their way. They're going to help you out. They're an employee-owned HVAC company, largest in the state of Wisconsin. No reason to freak out. No reason to go down to your furnace and start hitting it with a baseball bat. You start turning on the AC because it hits 70 degrees this week. It's not working. No reason to hit it with a baseball bat. Just call Donovan Jorgensen. They'll figure it out.
Got that. All right, should we spin through some Nags audio with you? Let's do that.
Let's do it. And a little separation potentially in the midst with some lightning strike that came into a hot conversation. But Aaron Nagler and myself, Billy Schmidt, yesterday chopping some stuff up about the NFL draft and previewing potentially the biggest guest in Cheesehead TV history later on tonight on Packers Transplants when Packers president Ed Policy joins the show. Here's Nags. As you hear him say, cutting and crack 'em, huddle up. It's time to join us inside the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. I kicked Drew and Armen out of the room here because all they were going to do is laugh at us nerding out on the NFL draft. I'm Billy Schmidt, and they're from Cheesehead TV. You're seeing them on YouTube and on X and on Facebook. For now, we're still in with Zuckerberg right now on the live stream. And listening across the state of Wisconsin, worldwide on the iHeartRadio app, Aaron Nagler of Cheesehead TV. Hey, welcome to your inaugural stop into the Huddle. What's going on, brother?
Thanks so much for having me. I can't believe I'm up this early. Oh, wait, I'm not because we're recording. Thank goodness. Man, y'all need to reassess this early morning nonsense, man. That's some deep travel right there when you're up at 5 a.m. or whatever it is you guys do.
Well, and the best part is you start learning a lot more about nature. Nags, I'm a sunset guy now. I see deer every single day. I'm one with nature now, being up early in the day. So
that's it. We'll go with that.
There's positives to it. The biggest positive is the development of Packers Transplants going to be having the president. And do I say acting chairman? Just leave it at president. Ed Policy joining you later on Wednesday, later on tonight. How excited are you? How did this transpire? How did this all connect with Ed Policy joining Cheesehead TV for one night only, day before the NFL draft?
Well, the Packers clearly need to get the message out. They are bereft when it comes to ability to get their message to a wide audience. I kid, of course. I don't know, really. I don't know how this happened. I think at one point, Corey Banke ran into Ed at some function or somewhere out there in the place there in Green Bay, and they started talking and apparently hit it off. And now Ed Policy is going to be on Packer Transplants Live on Cheesehead TV on our podunk little YouTube channel. Who would have thunk it?
The best thing is he's going to look over and be like, wow, Corey, how do you have a better view of the facade than I do? This isn't right. Something needs to get rectified. But when talking, not like Ed didn't make any news this year. There's plenty to discuss, not only just like coaching staff wise, but the business of football in the NFL has never been more, as he laid out. Nags, everyone jumped on the naming rights comment.
Right.
But I think the sentiment of private equity being infused into the NFL is a real thing. And if you start looking at it from the 30,000-foot view or 3 to 5 years down the line like he's doing right now, you do forecast it to be an interesting business climate going forward, no doubt about it. So that's a fascinating part of it for him.
I think the conversations he had at the owners' meetings a couple weeks after that interview with the local beat, where he coined the phrase healthy paranoia, I think is spot on how you want the president and CEO of the Green Bay Packers to look at this, right? And to kind of approach where the league is headed. To your point, private equity now being allowed to take stakes in these NFL teams and enable ownership groups to kind of generate untold amounts of cash right off of one small investment. It's just an area where the Packers can't participate, right? So you see where it's headed. You see the kind of the exponential growth that's coming to kind of each NFL, well, not every single NFL program, but most of them, a lot of them. And if you're the Green Bay Packers and you do sit in a very unique situation, ownership-wise, yeah, you got to be at least a little ahead of the game. You have to be thinking long-term. You have to be talking about how can we find, new and innovative ways to generate revenue. And that doesn't mean it's not going to look like the Green Bay Packers or be the Green Bay Packers, but it's certainly going to need to be, like I said, a little creative and a little bit forward thinking. And like you said, I know everyone harped on the naming rights kind of quip that he put in there, which is funny because his actual quote was, "We're not going to do this anytime soon." But I do think eventually, maybe 10, 15, 20 years down the road, it's probably going to be a conversation. It's probably going to have to be. And that doesn't mean that, in the meantime, that they're not going to do anything and everything in their power to make sure that they're, quote unquote, keeping up with the Joneses. But at some point, yeah, there are going to be some hard conversations, most likely in Green Bay around this franchise. And his job, not unlike Bob Harlan when he saw where the league was headed, the need to renovate Lambeau Field, which, a lot of people, probably younger folks, forget that was a hard battle. That was not easy. I mean, he was walking door to door. He was answering phones. He was calling people. He was doing everything, the legwork, day in and day out. And he still only just barely passed the referendum that was needed. It's not easy work. But like I said, I think where Ed is and where he purports to be as far as looking ahead and, again, having some healthy paranoia about the organization, I think that's a very good thing if you're a Green Bay Packers fan.
It's funny you say that of like a certain fan of a certain age. I'm right there in the line of it. Like I was at the big rebirth of a legend, the big ceremony
Right.
that finished, and I remember going to a game with the green facade. That's about it. Like I don't, and it's
Right.
at the same time of like I don't remember the battle really to get American Family Field. I don't really remember the door-to-door battle there, but luckily so it can be out of sight, out of mind because of what they did there. Where teams had been, 15 years ago, the last time the Packers did the stock sale, or after they win the championship, they do the stock sale, and I think it was Jerry Jones like, must be nice. Must be nice. Just get a couple of $1 million and sell a couple of pieces of paper. And instead, like that was looked at as an inequity around the league of why can the Packers just do this? Now, in the real dollars, because it looks like absolute chump change. I mean, it's peanuts compared to what you can get when the $125 million the Dolphins got for 1% share in all of the sports holdings, or Wellington Marrow might not have been breaking off shares of the New York Giants. His kid's doing it and finding ways to be able to do it there. Grandkid's doing it because you got to be able to keep up, and it's a fascinating world to be in, and that's all outside of all people really care about. Is how are you finding a way to win? And he had, again, I don't want to steal anything or lead into what all we're talking about here and building into it, but
Right.
I'm fascinated as to, you and I have had the conversation on the podcast a couple of times of like, wonder if you get a mulligan, walk into that tee box the first time out, would you maybe not have made the same comments of, I don't like lame ducks. So I'm fascinated. I'm very excited. I'm really mostly just excited to see what Banky fires up because that's gonna be maybe the potential best part.
I'm going to be asking about what we're talking about here, but Corey Banky's going to ask some nonsense about some ordinance in Green Bay that the Packers have ignored and they need to address. And I never know what's going to come out of Banky's mouth. But yes, it's going to be a great conversation. Really excited for it. Definitely.
Do you have a stress toy underneath the table as to whenever the Banky question comes up?
I used to have Packer Man, one of those dolls that you can rip apart when you're frustrated. Like if the Packers false start on a very important third down and now they have to punt, you have that Packer Man, that doll that you can rip apart, right? That's what I used to have. But now Banky took it back to Green Bay. I'm in New York. And so I have to kind of just hold my breath, essentially.
Well, get a mouth guard, you can grit those teeth.
Exactly.
You'll be okay. You'll find a way to do it. Aaron Nagler, Cheesehead TV, hanging out with us here on the Huddle. Okay, so we're huddling up a day before the NFL draft, a day before the first round of the NFL draft, 2 days before the Packers make their first selection. There's a number of different ways to go. I'm not going to ask you, who is Aaron Nagler taking at 52?
Right.
But, the tough thing is, consensus-wise, corner, defensive tackle, linebacker, edge. There's all these groups of positions that people have identified of, well, that's clearly where they're going to go. They clearly need corners, so they're going to draft one with their first, second, and third pick. Where do you fall in line? Because the way the board would shake out and the best player available, it's best player available at a position of need. You really look at the roster rather critically, kind of like we did on last week's core episode of Carry the G Radio. You start realizing that there's a lot of depth spots available, and it does feel like the best player available is where they end up going with 52.
You know, it's interesting because as we're recording this, Brian Gutekunst just spoke to the media in his pre-draft presser, which is always a fun exercise. And how can I say as much as possible without saying a whole hell of a lot? But much like he did at the Combine when he was asked about positions where he saw the need for competition or the most need for competition, he once again, somewhat and almost kind of unprompted, talked about cornerback needing competition and or bodies or a number of players needed to be added at that spot. You know, this is a bit of a theme now throughout the offseason where he's somewhat admitted, even though the very first post-season presser, he said, well, it's not like the cornerback room needs an overhaul or anything. I think some people would have welcomed an overhaul to the cornerback room. However, I get what he's saying there. Like, certainly you want to build on whatever you've done. But I gotta say now, between the Combine quip and what we heard today, yeah, I think there's a decent chance that cornerback gets a hard look and possibly a number of additions, doubling up, maybe even tripling up. Now, I say all that. In the last year, we were going into the draft saying not the exact same thing, but we certainly talked about the need for a cornerback addition, maybe even multiple cornerbacks. And you come out the first 3 picks and you've got 2 wide receivers and an offensive lineman, you know? So I do think some of it, obviously, each and every season is predicated on how the board falls. You don't want to just take a position because you need that position while there are players who are much better at other positions available to you. But yeah, it's going to be very, very surprising if they come out of this draft without some kind of significant assessment of, okay, yes, we finally realize that after essentially ignoring this position for much of Goody's tenure, it's time to make another kind of reinvestment there. Because, I mean, outside of Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes, they have done precious little as far as trying to inject, you know, decent or primary assets into the cornerback group. And I think that has somewhat been reflected with their play on the field.
They've done it so much, Nags, where it feels like positional value has mattered in the first round and the fourth round, right? Like where they're all, it seems like they always go and go for more of the premier positions in those ones. You think of Zach Tom, tackle, even depending on where people actually thought he was going to go. Pass rusher, they've gone there a number of different times. And corner is one that it's either been boom or bust. It's felt like it's been high.
They've taken those 2 first rounders, and then everything has been late day 3. Everything's been way late on day 3 and or even undrafted guys. So I just think it's got to be time for them to make some kind of significant investment to replenish that room. And again, I'm just using Gutekunst's own words between the Combine and his presser. I got to think that, yeah, there's going to be a concerted effort to improve, at least, if nothing else, the talent floor in the cornerback room.
What do we have any draft crushes in that cornerback spot? Because Muhammad Kid from Texas, I'm a big fan of. Rodriguez from San Diego, or the kid from San Diego State, was going to be swimming in their pool. But Nags, way too many people have been watching way too much film, and now
that's what happens, right?
Now he might go back end first round or early day 2. So do we have some Aaron Nagler draft crushes there in that corner spot?
Each and every year, I do my draft crush video for the Cheesehead TV YouTube channel, and for a long time, if I made a guy a draft crush, that meant he was never getting selected by the Green Bay Packers. However, the last 2 drafts, they've taken guys who I had draft crushes on, and this offseason signed one in Sky Moore, who I really liked coming out a couple years ago. So, yeah, at the cornerback spot this year, I got Dalen Everett from Georgia. I think I understand some of the knocks on his game, but I do love his ability to compete. He's physical as hell. He's a good boundary corner, which is where they need the help without question. I just see a guy who is not afraid to compete. Not only does he have really good instincts in coverage, but, man, he is a willing tackler. He's a guy who really brings the fight to the ball carrier. again, not a perfect prospect. None of them are, but I really like his game, and I think he'll most likely be available while the Packers are picking there in the second round. So I think there's a chance there that they pull the trigger on him.
So, but Nags, the Pons kid, though, from Indiana, right? Like, I thought he was one of, and I do believe he's one of the more talented corners in the game. However, people have watched him tackle, and you're going to know that he's going to fly up boards. Even though he's 5'9", you run a 4.31, he would have been one of those guys that typically never going to take a guy of that size. But the game and the tape would have predicated, I thought he was going to be definitely a possibility there. But these up and down movements here a couple of days away from the draft, I think it really has affected the cornerback room maybe more than anything. And running back is the one that there's only a couple that I think are worth anything.
Oh, yes. I think running back is a spot where they will probably maybe surprise some people. I think they could potentially pull the trigger probably earlier than I'd like them to, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. The thing to remember, though, is a lot of this movement, so to speak, is very kind of public, but not behind closed doors at 1265, right? They've been working on this stuff for over a year. Each and every draft class is like, kind of grown together. I don't doubt for a moment that they've had these types of discussions that the public is having, but those discussions were had months ago, right? I think their board, for the most part, definitely set now. It's probably been set for a bit. And I just, the Pons thing is interesting because I would be surprised just because of his size. And we do know that, yes, they have at times gone against some of their traditional thresholds, but for the most part, they have stayed pretty true to that kind of thing. But I'm with you on running back. I think for me, the one I would love to see is Washington out of Arkansas. But I do think they would need to probably pull the trigger a little bit earlier than I would like for a running back. But man, they've, used a second round pick on A.J. Dillon. I can't imagine that this Washington kid, who I think is a lot more dynamic, wouldn't tempt them at least to maybe make that selection.
Right now, 20-1 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. First player drafted, the position of the first player drafted by the Packers is running back. It's my favorite. It's my favorite long shot on draft night because of what you just said. Like, if you're going to get one, you got to grab one early. It's Washington. No one lost enough games to get love, but it's Washington and his backup Price, and then I think that the floor just really drops off on all of those guys. Nags, can't thank you enough. Thanks for battling through a little bit of a snafu with me. As listen, you never know when the conversation is going to be so hot the lights go out. So I appreciate.
You just got to keep balling. Whatever happens, whatever gets thrown at you, overcoming adversity. That's a hallmark of Bill Schmidt, and that's all I can do is aspire to your level.
As they say, nothing bad happens on game day, but draft day, it'll go haywire. It'll go haywire.
Exactly.
Nags, appreciate it, brother. Thanks for the time, man.
Thanks so much.
Talk about FOMO. I missed out being in that conversation with you and Nags, chopping it up through a power outage.
Right in the middle of it, man.
That is why you guys are our Current Electric superheroes of the day. Call current.com, the superheroes. If you lose power, you're looking to get in a generator.
Thank you.
Just need some electric work for that patio or whatever your issues may be. Current Electric, the place to go.
Drew, it made me look back and I'm like, holy cow. So I've been telling people about the free home generator assessment and then the power goes out to right into it. Great reason to showcase why you need to get the free home generator assessment at callcurrent.com. Call them and get it done so you don't have to sweat out if those 4 packs of chicken breasts that you bought at Pick and Save earlier in the day in the family pack are going to be good later on in the day. That generator will keep everything safe and sound.
Excellent. When we come back, we'll catch up with El Jefe. He's north of the border, getting ready for the Admirals playoffs in Winnipeg. That's next. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, cruising you through a Wednesday in the good land. It's a hot take hump day. It's hockey night in Winnipeg. Hockey night for Admirals fans. Admirals playing Winnipeg in the opener of a series. And as it happens, our pal John Greenberg, president of the Admirals, El Jefe himself, on the line live from Manitoba. Good morning, Greeny. Thanks for getting up early with us.
Absolutely. Good to talk to you guys, and excited to get going here.
Playoffs hit different, don't they? Yeah.
What's that?
I said the playoffs hit different, don't they?
Oh yeah, no question.
This is
the energy level here is very different than it was last week, and we didn't finish the regular season playing very well, but it seemed like everybody was just kind of trying to get through it at that point. And I would tell you that the practice here yesterday was very different, and the kind of the energy level and the focus on the plane on the way here was you could feel that, and so excited to see what we can do here in the next couple of games.
Greeny, I appreciated Coach Taylor's answer to Aaron on, I think it was Friday night after the Grand Rapids game. He was like, is there any positive you can pull from this? No. Right. It's tough in the moment to say, yeah, we're going to get something better out of it. But you mentioned it right there. It's tough to be able to mimic and replicate that desperation once you get the X next to the name. You mentioned the focus on the plane and the skate yesterday. How it always marvels me at pro athletes' ability to put something in the rearview mirror. How quickly did it feel like there was a refocusing after what the NHL season's done? Now the second season and the most important one starts. Do you think it's a meeting or just an understanding by the boys of we worked too hard to let 3 games that don't matter here impact these next 3?
Yeah, I think the message right after the game on Sunday in Chicago in the room was, all right, that's done. Now we're going to, take care of this business. We have a mission here ahead of us, and everybody come ready to go. So it was a good off day for the guys on Monday to just kind of, get all that out and put, don't even look in the rearview mirror. Everything is now in front of us. So yesterday when, it was time to get on the plane, you could really sense the guys were ready to start a playoff journey that will hopefully last us till the end of June.
What's springtime like in Manitoba? I've never been to Manitoba in the spring.
Like February?
Yeah, no, actually, they just thanked us for bringing the weather we had down in Milwaukee the last few weeks. Not the tornadoes. We didn't bring those, but it's going to be 75 degrees here today. So
how about that?
And I don't mean that in Celsius either. So it's going to be. It's going to be nice today and tomorrow, and then it'll get back to normal on Friday. Here it'll be 40. So the people here are grateful for a few days to walk around in short sleeves, which I can tell you is not real pretty after a whole winter in Winnipeg. But it's it's going to be it's going to be a nice, beautiful day today, and I will say that you can tell it was just winter here. There's sand all over the road, and that's how they treat their roads up here. So, if you're looking for a beach, it's pretty much on the corner right outside of our hotel.
Well, count on Canada to do things weirdly.
I was going to say, as they're walking to Tim Hortons with SPF 50 on, shirtless, trying to make sure that they cover it up, they think they are at the beach up there on the sidewalk.
Now, you talked about the energy change. Yeah. Now, you talk about the energy change, but of course, at this level, the way the AHL works with the NHL and the Preds not being in, you can get some players, and it feels like, even though the end of the season was what it was, now all the players being reassigned to the Admirals, it feels like that scene when, like, Richie and Potsy were getting pushed around a little bit, but then Fonzie showed up with the Falcons. Time to pick on someone your own size. like the Falcons are back. So Brady Martin, not to mention Zach Leroux, Reed Schaefer, Joakim Kemmel, Cole O'Hara, and Ryan Ufko. So the cavalry has come back for the Admirals, and a big infusion of talent back on the ice for the Admirals.
Yeah, that's right, and I love that reference. I'm going to have to remember that one.
No problem. It's all yours.
But, it is great to have all the guys back. And, the guys that were up in Nashville for the last, anywhere from a week to a month and a half to 3 months are all excited to be here. They take a lot of pride in that uniform. When they put those Admirals colors on, I still remember Mark Del Gaizo doing that when he was here. Like we won a game and he was immediately like, I'm playing for the logo on the front of this uniform. I love this place. And
awesome.
You can hear that same message from all the guys who just came back here. They want to be part of this, and they love our fans and want to be able to get some home games back to Milwaukee next week. So it's important that we, win 2 here this week so we can come home and get ready for the next round.
The next round would be Grand Rapids. Is that correct? The winner of this series?
That is correct. Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you've had good success against them, and you've had good success in the past in the playoffs against Manitoba in the last few years, right? I seem to remember some knockdown, drag-out series with these guys.
Yeah, for sure. And some quirky things have happened in those games where, I still remember the famous Spencer Stastny goal from a couple of years ago where two of the Manitoba defensemen ran into each other, or two players ran into each other right in the neutral zone with the puck and led to a 2-on, almost like a 2-on-0. And the pass got made to Spencer Stastny, and it's one of Aaron's great calls. And we also had a game with them where there was going to be a delayed penalty, and they were trying to clear the puck to their back to the point, and the guy missed the puck, and it went all the way to the other end and into the net. So it was, some crazy stuff has happened. I'm pretty sure it's up in their locker room on their bulletin board. We're not losing to these guys again, but we'd be happy to, send them home for the summer.
That's going to be fun. Yeah. That's going to be very, very fun. And send them home for the summer. That's nice of you. It really still has to be close to winter up there in Manitoba. But you mentioned the weather, Greeny. I got to say and give kudos and a shout out to how it was handled on Friday night. Obviously, Fan Appreciation Night, the last thing you think is a shelter-in-place warning is going to have to be issued. How quickly and how proud were you of the staff to being able to keep everybody, get the beers sold to them during the intermission so people could listen to the shelter in place, get off the concourse and enjoy some more hockey? Because that was as full as the bowl has been in quite some time, I think.
Well, that was a first for me. I've worked in sports now for over 40 years, and certainly when you have an outside stadium and there's a chance for some severe weather, you kind of get everybody out of the seating area and into the concourse. This one is get everybody off the concourse and away from the glass, from the windows and everything else, and into the seating area. Our building was built in 1950 as a bomb shelter in addition to an arena. So it is about the safest place you could possibly be. And so, we had a good plan in place with the Panther Arena staff. And as soon as they hit the, we're doing this, it was immediately everybody get on the concourse and tell everybody to go take a seat. And I really am grateful to our fans who heeded the warning. And, I had to walk around and get people out of concession lines, which is, obviously some people were waiting for a bit to get their concession, and all of a sudden I'd tell them, you got to go sit down for your own safety. And people were great about it. And I knew it would only last 15 or 20 minutes and then we'd get back to normal. But it was a little bit of a freaky thing, and I care not to do that again.
Yeah. Once in a lifetime occurrence. It's like, so now that if you're at a hockey game, it's like when you're on a flight and there's turbulence and you see the flight attendants strap themselves in and seatbelt themselves in. When you see the concessionaires into the seating bowl,
that's when you know it's serious business.
It's we're not messing around tonight.
But hey, that's why you're the best team president out there, because you have boots on the ground in the concourse, Greeny. Nobody else does that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say. No, I'm just saying. Okay, Billy, that's funny. But and we expect many more home games this year. Great playoff run coming, but. Be remiss if I didn't say I was, for fun, looking up the old attendance stats as far as I could go, which was about 01 to find any. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the highest average attendance in the last 25 years. If I'm mistaken there, let me know, Greeny. But congrats to you and your entire staff on a great regular season in that regard.
Well, thanks, Armen. I really appreciate that. It was our largest average attendance since the 2000-2001 season. It's our third straight year, over 6,000, third straight year with attendance growth. So, our staff works really hard to, put on great promotions, works hard to sell tickets, works hard to do all of the different parts of our operation here. And they deserve a ton of credit, and grateful to our fans who've allowed us to do this. I mean, since December 13th, which, this kind of, obviously, you guys all know Christmas is kind of the green light for the season, but it actually started for us before that. We averaged nearly 7,000 fans a game since December 13th. So thank you for saying that, and thank you to our fans.
Greeny, best of luck tonight. The best way to win the short series is win the opener.
Win game one.
This is it. So this is a pivotal inflection point this evening. Best of luck to you, man.
Thanks a lot, and make sure everybody tune in tonight here on the Big 920. Come to a viewing party at Major Goolsby's or Stenning's Lake Country. Watch with other Admirals fans. It's going to be a really fun way to watch the games, and we're going to do our best.
Done deal. Reason to go get a ham and cheeseburger.
I was just going to say burgers and wings at both locations.
Let's do it.
See you, Greeny.
Thanks, guys.
You bet. John Greenberg, president of the Admirals, in action tonight against Winnipeg, the Manitoba Moose.
You bring up wings from Major Goolsby's, and listen, I want them to be playing hockey all the way until the big gig, but I immediately think of Goolsby's wings, Drew. I just think of the big bucket of Summerfest wings walking around, and it just got me so excited for
you
Summerfest.
got a clip. Oh,
and you're just strolling around with a bucket of chicken.
You can't decide between the major cheeseburger and the bucket of chicken wings. Those wings are so good. They hit the spot.
It's unbelievable, and that's my favorite thing to be buying there. At the end of the, God.
Then you wash it down with the Sassy Sampler platter.
There you go.
Correct. Yes.
Fantastic.
A couple of Libby Gunn Miller Lights.
We're running out of show. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back to wrap things up on a Hot Take Hump Day. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Time to shut this show down. Time flies when you're having a good time, and we always do on the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen wrapping things up today. Time for a little wake and bake story presented by HappyPlaceHemp.com. The boys had themselves a 420 week with deep discounts, but the discount that you need to know every day is the code Huddle. Gets you 25% off and free shipping at HappyPlaceHemp.com. Rob and Chris, my order will arrive today, I'm sure. Can't wait. Took advantage of that sale.
Such a good one. There weren't going to be many better deals that you're ever going to find in that one.
Billy, what do you got for waking and baking?
So this one comes to us from Buffalo, New York, and it's far from just waking, but you watch it and you think you might be baked when you realize that this is a real deal. That the Buffalonians, is that how I pronounce it?
Buffalonians. Yeah.
Man, they're a special breed. Special breed of individual, special breed of sports fan. Buffalo Sabres have not been good for quite some time. Have you guys seen what they have concocted in the streets outside of the arena before the game?
I have not.
They found a beautiful old school punching bag and a punching dummy, a boxing dummy.
Yeah.
Dressed in a Boston Bruins uniform, specially made so fans can go in and get their licks on a Bruin right before the game.
Oh, my.
And it's seemingly the only videos you're finding are of like 8 to 10-year-old kids going out there and just beating the bleep out of this boxing dummy.
Whoa.
But the best part is, and the one where I really smiled, was when I saw in the video yesterday that Bleacher Report Open Ice sent out, and some young lady named Gretchen Beyer had a phenomenal video of it. Emmy winning sports reporter on News 4 in Buffalo. Was the father and son taking in the ass whooping of this boxing dummy right in front of the game. He's holding the young son saying, son, just think, in 3 years, you're going to be old enough to go out there and punch that boxing dummy right in the face, right before we walk in and watch the Sabres get roundhoused by the Bruins. They thought that they couldn't get much worse when they brought out the radio announcer's wife to beat the drum. They all wanted Josh Allen. They got Josh Allen. He slammed a beer. And then they lost.
Wow.
That's a tough way to follow it up. That's a tough way to follow up the celebration there in Buffalo, but they're used to the scars.
14 years with no playoffs.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
It used to be, it could be worse. You could be the Sabres. Now it could be worse. Right. You could be the Jets.
And it'll be a long series.
Tomorrow on the program, we'll catch up with Hunter Baumgart with a Brewers report. Brewers will have a getaway game tomorrow against the Tigres de Detroit.
See if they can grab another one. Come on now.
It's draft day. Can't wait. There's a chance that Wayne Larrivee might pop by tomorrow.
And a chance that you always know on draft day, there's a chance of gas masks.
Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Thanks for listening to The Huddle.
Peace.